the game, we're going to tab over to this screen, and we're going to talk about where we have been. The players first gathered, or the characters rather, first gathered in Baldur's Gate, of all places, where they had been given information about a plague of sorts that was infecting large parts of the world. It was believed to be a curse, so-called the Death Curse, and a Baldian noble by the name of Sindra Sylvain hired our intrepid heroes to go to the southern continent, to the wilds of Chult, to Port Nyanzaru specifically, and get to the bottom of things. They arrived and immediately were given an audience with one of the trade princes of Port Nyanzaru, one Wakanga Otamu. Wakanga furnished the party with supplies as well as a guide in the form of the Tabaxi rogue. I should call you a monk at this point, shouldn't I? Gamzee.
A bit. He's kind of been ignoring the rogue stuff.
A rogue monk by the name of Scratch, Face of a Gold Coin. Scratch showed them around the port, and they solved some problems, including saving a man from a dinosaur attack, saving another man from a dinosaur attack, saving the city from a dinosaur attack, beating up some gladiators, making friends with some gladiators, etc., etc. A great deal has happened in a very small amount of time, but eventually the party was ready to set off for Fort Beluarian, wherein one of the party members, one Sergeant Brick Holderheck, a dwarf from Baldur's Gate, was told to report, as he himself is a member of the military order that holds the fort, known as the Flaming Fist. Now, the Flaming Fist is technically a good aligned organization that focuses on spreading peace and justice throughout the land, sometimes by force if necessary, but unfortunately they take a dim view of non-humans. As you can see before you, the party is pretty extensively not human, with Brick being the most human among them, with being a dwarf. They set out in a boat for Fort Beluarian to get some information, see if there was any wrongdoing, and investigate as need be, and they were immediately accosted by a great dragon turtle whose name is escaping me at the moment. It starts with an A, I think? It wasn't like Aragol. What was his name?
Let me see. I feel like I wrote it down, but
I feel like you did too.
Wrong.
But regardless, they overcame the challenge of the dragon turtle. The party lived through it, as well did all hands on the ship they were on. What you got? Aramag, thank you.
Yeah.
And they arrived in the fort, where they were greeted by human soldiers, as you could expect with the Flaming Fist, and shown about. All Brick had to do was flash his sergeant's insignia and show the orders in which he was sent directly from the leader of the Flaming Fist, Duke Ulder Ravengard of Baldur's Gate. They were shown to their rooms, and 3 of them were taken off the proverbial chessboard, 2 with a sleep spell and 1 with a distraction. We don't know where the party has wound up. And after they had been neatly disposed of, Brick was called to the Major's quarters. One Liara Porter had an offer for Brick, not knowing that not knowing that Brick was sent to the fort in order to spy on Major Porter and find any evidence of her wrongdoing and potentially depose her under the Duke's orders. She understood him to be a transfer from Baldur's Gate. She greeted him with a sack of gold and a question. Why then would someone bearing the Duke's insignia arrive in my fort with absolutely no word of your coming? And we fade in on precisely that moment. Brick is in Major Porter's office, standing with a desk between himself and the Major, who has turned to face him, unaware that his friends are currently MIA. your answer, Sergeant.
Well, I can't speak for having no word. Not exactly my call. But I can tell you why I'm here.
The Major regards you with a steely gaze, but allows you to speak.
This is, strictly speaking, confidential, but we're both receiving orders from the Marshal, so I suppose you deserve to know. I'm here, along with my companions, to put a stop to the death curse.
Not technically a lie. Good choice. However, as soon as I open up some stuff that I need to open up on my side, because I forgot to do it like a dingus, I'm going to need you to make a persuasion check. Just to make sure she believes you. Where is my handout for the fork? There it is. Okay. So she narrows her eyes at you. And you believe the epicenter of the death curse is here, in Chult.
Sindra Sylvain does. And as a powerful archmage, I'm disinclined to disagree with her.
I have a garrison of skilled soldiers. Why send a specialist?
Sindra Sylvain requested from the fists. I was chosen. I don't know more than that.
And so you, what, come to line your pockets in the meantime? These transfer orders have nothing to do with a death curse. You want to use this as a base of operations, then?
Perhaps. I suppose also that perhaps the Marshal wanted you to handle my performance evaluation.
Well done. She puts her hands on the desk in front of her, leans over slightly. Be aware of what you're asking me, Sergeant. Given how you arrived here, various breaches of protocol, to say nothing of your traveling companions. If you want me to handle your evaluation, I recommend that you shape up promptly.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize for the inconveniences it may have caused.
Are you here under my command, or are you here as an exhibitionist? Precisely.
Were such details not outlined in the orders I gave you? I
They were
apologize.
not.
I didn't read them beforehand.
They are transfer orders to this fort for you to take up a posting here. But it says nothing of the death curse, nothing of ventures into the jungle, nothing of saving the realm.
Again, I tell you these things under the strict. It's not safe to have them in written form. Wouldn't want to cause a panic.
I will not give you the run of my fort, Sergeant. Under no circumstances. You will remain at a posting and perform your duties adequately, per your evaluation, until I can get word to Duke Ravengard and sort this mess out.
Yes, ma'am.
As for your companions... No. They're not your companions any longer, and therefore not your concern. You're dismissed.
Brick glares at her. One more thing before I leave. I would like a key to my room as soon as possible. Would want to avoid another unfortunate accident where I'm locked in my room.
She narrows her eyes at you. You share this thing like, I know you did that, and she knows that you know that she did that. She kind of nods. She says, "The locks in this fort were made in Port Yanzaru. You can't trust their craftsmanship. I'll have a locksmith sent by promptly."
Very well. He gives her a salute and turns to leave.
You can start with dismantling the balustrade along the walls, servicing all of them by nightfall.
Yes, ma'am.
You exit the room, the door closes. You don't have the run of the fort, but you're not arrested. What would you like to do? Did you take some money, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Very pointedly did not.
Okay.
Damn.
I suppose I'll have to head out toward the wall, but also I'm gonna be looking for Roka.
Okay. Noted. You are able to leave the commander's building, I'm not even sure what to call this thing, without issue. But when you cross into the inner courtyard, you see Scratch, Sparky, and Dr. Lorelei tied to posts in the yard by their hands.
Oh, God.
They appear to be unconscious.
Brick is seething. God. He runs up to him. He's not stupid enough to try and cut him down, but
Right.
he's looking to see if any of them are conscious, if he can talk to any of them.
They are unconscious. They seem to have taken some severe blows to the head. Ren and Sparky have been beaten.
You
You
mean
mean Scratch?
Scratch and Sparky?
Yes, that's what I meant. Scratch and Sparky have been beaten. The boys have been beaten.
I'm going to pay for this.
By the way, you're both at 1 HP.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, fuck.
What do you do, Brick?
For now, Brick's just gonna make sure they'll survive the night. He can't do anything but that, and then head towards the wall.
That's the thing. Nothing about their condition guarantees that they'll survive the night. They're getting rained on currently, which is nice, but if the sun comes out, they're gonna get baked. And they don't have their gear on them, much less water.
Third-degree sunburn is murder.
And that's providing that they're not used for archery practice, which you can't put past them. I mean, if you want to leave them, that's fine. I'm just letting you know the situation. I'll say this, the guards at the gate of the building are watching you.
For now, since it's raining, to leave them.
Okay. All right. And you're gonna head to the wall and start your job? Or do you have somewhere else you intend to go?
He's gonna go do his job, and again, he's keeping an eye out for Roka.
Okay. Make a perception check. Okay. That's a decent perception check. I think you get out of this yard area, you get over here, and I think you see Roka sitting on a barrel near one of the tents, trying to look inconspicuous. And yeah, there's people here that are not exclusively Flaming Fist. There are people here that are dressed like Chultans, so he is mostly ignored, but he's doing that thing that someone is doing where they're trying not to draw attention to themselves specifically.
Brick is going to, as discreetly as possible, pass behind him and try to whisper to him, "We need to talk tonight."
Okay. I think as you're walking past him and you say that, Roka turns on his barrel to watch you go, and he shouts after you. He's like, "I'll be gone tonight."
Then as soon as possible, but not here.
And I think he starts to get up, and kind of lower than a conversational tone, he says, "Order me to follow you then."
Repeat that for me.
Order me to follow you then.
He nods slightly. "Merchant, with me."
Yeah, falls in, behind you a few paces. And as you're walking, toward the walls, he says, "I am not foolish enough to spend a night in this fort, and if you're wise, neither are you."
Unfortunately, my hands are tied figuratively, and my friends are tied literally.
You saw that? Hmm. Do I have a token for Roka? I might. Let me check. I'll put Roka on the board if I have one. I do not have a token for Roka. That's a shame. Do I have a placeholder token for Roka? Yes, I do. Cool. So I need to get a specific boy here. Here we go. Bop. So he's following you through the fort. He says, "Forgive me for saying so, but I'm surprised anyone in this God's forsaken place is perceptive enough to see that. People like me and your traveling associates are invisible."
No. It's just these for it.
Well, I hope you're not going to ask me to do something about it.
No, but person I can trust in this entire fort.
There's your second mistake, my friend.
I beg.
Is Brader cutting out for anybody else?
Yes.
Here and there, yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't on my side.
Sorry about that, if I am.
No worries. I just couldn't tell what you said because you're cutting out.
He said, I beg your pardon.
I'm no friend of yours, and you certainly shouldn't trust me.
Maybe. But I don't have much of a choice.
When I get an opportunity, I'm... He stops. A trade, then.
What did you have in mind?
You know the way to the commander's quarters.
Unfortunately, no.
The office, at least. War room, meeting chamber, something.
I believe they're purposefully leading me in roundabout ways to throw off my direction. It's a maze in there as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you tell me what you know, and perhaps I will have some information that's useful for you. But I'm not cutting them down.
I don't expect you to, but I don't want them to die in the sun either.
Then you shouldn't have brought them here, Outlander.
You think I don't know that? I was a fool. But what's done is done. If necessary, I'll cut them down and retreat into the jungle myself when I get the chance.
Will you get the chance?
Probably not.
You don't need to be one of the prince's chosen to see how the people here look at you. You are tolerated.
And that's the problem. I won't stand for the way this fort is run. But I also can't.
You cut out again.
But I also can't abandon my comrades.
Right? You are brave and you are foolish. Very well. They call you Thundercaller. Can you kill everyone here?
If I had a veritable mound of ammunition and no need to reload, maybe.
I don't know what you said, so I'm assuming no.
Oh, yes, that is the answer. That is the answer. No. I'm
I tell you what.
little below where I can below my range, so that's why I'm kind of cutting out.
No, it's your mic for sure. Though I'm having some connection problems, so it might be Discord.
I think it's Discord.
Yeah, like don't worry about it too much. I just might need you to repeat some stuff. He says, "All right, another trade then. Do you have a sword, knife, machete, something with a blade?"
He gestures to the scimitar on his belt.
Cool. He nods. He says, "All right. You give me your thunder stick, and I will make a distraction big enough for you to cut down the others and run."
I don't have much of a choice, do I? All right.
Wow. I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting you to take that.
Yikes, dog.
I mean,
Well, in theory, if Ren gets to live and Ren can find his blueprints, maybe, but that's a huge maybe.
I am shocked that you took that. Like, I mean, hey, more power to you. You can do whatever you want, but I was expecting that to be a no deal.
Honestly, I'm not sure anymore. Brick would be hesitant to part with his gun like that. I'm gonna revise what I said.
All right, that's cool. That's fine.
An incredibly tall order, you're asking.
So are you.
Indeed. Why are you here in the fort exactly?
He chuckles. He says, "No way I am telling you that, outsider."
All right. You don't have to.
As far as I'm concerned, you're one of them.
I understand.
But you give me your trinket, and I will make a nuisance of myself.
How many thunder?
You cut out again. Thunder what?
How many thunder calls would you need?
I wasn't going to use it. That's just my price for, well, risking the noose. If they catch me, I'm going to hang. If they catch you, I'm going to hang.
It's too risky. I need a better plan than this.
Well, I don't intend to be seen. When the guards change over, which they will, look at the bellies on these fools. When the guards change over, I'm going to slip inside, do my business, and leave. So, whatever you're going to do it by yourself.
The gods change over, huh? Right.
At some point.
I need to know where I can get a healing potion.
Certainly not here. At least, nowhere that I know, and I wouldn't trust it anyway. Probably got rat poison in it.
This place. Do you know where the what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. Describe it.
Not place where you get stuff.
Oh, quartermaster.
Commissary?
The what?
Quartermaster.
Yeah. Do you know where the quartermaster is?
No, I don't know where anything is here, and I don't intend to find out. I've never
Fair
been here
enough.
before, and I'm never coming back.
You know, I would call this man a little bitch, but he's got entirely too valid of reasoning.
Yeah, like, listen, whatever they call you, sergeant or whatever, you are the enemy. My loyalty is with Port Nyanzaru.
And my Marshal will be Raven Guard. I understand. But believe me when I say the Marshal would be appalled if he's what's going on here.
From what I have seen, outsider, from everything that flies this banner, your marshal would sing praises. He like spits on the ground.
I tolerate and your disdain for them, but I will not tolerate you insulting the marshal.
When the marshal proves to me, to my face, that he is not like his men, then I will do so. But I will call him a failure as a leader. What are you going to do about it? Raise the alarm? Then we both die.
I will be his eyes and ears, as I was ordered.
Well, do us both a favor and forget you saw me. Because I am not here to make friends with your marshal, and I am certainly not here to do his bidding.
Brick changes his tone and raises his voice a bit. Be all I need from you, Merch.
He nods, and he disappears, leaving you to climb the ladder up on the wall, where you see... Yeah, I think we see, like, over Brick's shoulder, like, the long line of ballista that are in decent repair, but there's, like, 50 of them. You gonna be at this all day. You want to make a tool proficiency check to see how well you do? Or are you even going to do it?
If I post at this point, I'm going to cause a stink.
True. I will say this, she's given you a basically impossible task. You cannot dismantle, service, and reassemble all of these ballistae in a day. You do not have the ability to do that.
I get that. I'm just failing to see what else I can do without her.
I mean, at the moment, nothing. Choosing to play her game is a completely reasonable choice. However, I'm just pointing out that without even having to make a roll, Brick is aware of the futility.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to just, alright, I'll play your fucking game, Liara, and do as best you can, cool. If you want to use that time while you're working to, like, observe the camp and get information and plan your next move, cool. If you want to fuck off and not do any of that, that's also cool. Like, it's a big camp, and you're a new face. If you were not a dwarf, I would say you could just fucking hide and cause trouble if you wanted. It's a little bit harder given Brick's situation, but it's not impossible. You could also, just as because this is always an option, say fuck this and venture off into the jungle.
Yeah, that's an option.
I'm just saying, like,
I know.
If you want to pull out your gun and be like, I'm cutting my friends down, fuck all of you, I will shoot you if you fucking come near me. If you want to, like, make a stand, you can. I will not rocks fall everyone dies you, but there will be a difficult situation that you will find yourself in with not a great deal of options if you do that, but it will not be a guaranteed TPK. It is not your best option, I will say that, but it is an option.
Brick's going to work for now, and he's also going to, like, as long as it's raining, as long as it doesn't get too hot, he's going to keep working. If it starts to get too hot, he's going to try to make an excuse to get back to the stocks or whatever.
Okay. So make a tool proficiency check for now. Just use your intelligence because it's just standard maintenance. I don't know. I don't remember if you have smith's tools or tinker's tools or artillerist tools. I don't know what you have, but I know you have something.
I've got tinker's tools.
That'll work. Just make that off of your int. See how well you do. See how much progress you make before something changes. Okay. Good roll. So something to bear in mind, like, even if, you know, even if the sun doesn't come out and start baking your friends, like, this sucks. You're up on the wall, overlooking the bay, in the rain, taking apart siege weapons and putting, like, this is shitty on a good day. Like, if you were doing this in Baldur's Gate, this would suck. Like, but
Yeah.
you can grit your teeth and work through it. You rolled pretty well, so you can make some decent progress. I am going to ask you definitively, I know you said until the sun comes out, but let's presume the sun does not come out for a second, because I haven't rolled to see yet. How long is Brick intending to work?
If the sun doesn't come out, he's going to, I don't know, he can reasonably make an excuse to take a break, like,
A couple hours?
yeah,
Alright,
4 hours. No.
that's reasonable. See what we got. Okay. Yeah, so it's just a couple of tens of minutes, so like a half hour. And then, yeah, the rain stops and the sun comes out. And you're on a hill, so you, like, the sun comes out just right on the fort. But it has not been enough time for you to take a break.
All right. He motions to one of the other soldiers on the wall.
Nobody around you. They're giving
No?
you a wide berth. You could shout for someone, but there's nobody, like, up in your shit.
Like, how much of... Are they watching me?
The patrols are giving you the stink eye when they pass. A couple of them are, like, nudging your tools inconveniently with their foot as they go by, but nobody is, like, patrolling near where you are. Like, most of them don't want to be around you. Because you're a dwarf.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking here.
Which also means you're not being directly observed.
Yeah.
All you have to say is, it hasn't been enough time, Brick keeps working, and I will go over to the others. Just saying.
Yeah, he's going to try and take, like, at least another half hour.
Okay. So, yeah, so the sun comes out, and I think the warmth of the sun on the faces of the three tied-up non-humans in the courtyard is enough to wake you guys up. So you wake up. Dr. Lorelei, you're not feeling great, but you're not really hecked up. You got a bonk on the head, but Scratch and Sparky, you guys definitely wake up feeling stiff and bloody, and you all note that you're tied to a wooden post with your hands behind your back around the post.
Great.
Rick is like over here on the wall.
I think Sue looks around. Like, are there soldiers watching us?
Yes. This is the inner
Fuck.
courtyard of the command post. There's 4 guards here and 2 more guards here.
So they definitely notice if I try to do magic.
Mm-hmm.
Panic, doctor.
Okay. Sparky and Scratch, what are you doing?
Ren is going to be kind of like just waking up, just kind of like not fully coherent, but kind of recognizing that the situation in is not good.
I tell you, it really sucks for you, Sparky, because your arms aren't big enough to wrap around the pole, so they're stretched as far back as they'll go, and then you got these big heavy ropes on them, like, you are in pain.
Ow.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
hell.
think Scratch kind of wakes up, tries to move his arms, and it's just that, fuck, not again. Okay. What did I do last time? And we all know the movie cliche.
Are you talking about where he just takes a deep breath and shouts help at the top of his lungs?
No.
Which one?
He tried that the first time this happened.
Yeah, right.
He pops a claw out and tries to like start working at the rope without being seen. Best he
Make a
can.
sleight of hand check.
Please.
Hang on. Poof, poof, poof. I'm gonna use my inspiration for advantage.
That's a good plan, because I think you will have inspiration.
I think we all do. Yeah, we do.
Okay, you didn't need to roll that twice, but oh, that inspiration saved your ass.
It did. I always roll twice, and I don't know why.
Because you
Apologies.
click too vigorously, that's why.
I only click once. I think there's something wrong with my mouse.
Probably. But still, taking the first roll. So, I know I said at the beginning of the stream we don't talk about rolls, but just to point out that how much that inspiration just saved your ass, you rolled a natural 1.
Oh god.
Um,
Shit.
So, all right. So with
I wasn't a surefire.
with the advantage, you're good. You can start working on the ropes. However, Scratch, you don't make a lot of headway because your claws aren't serrated.
Mhm.
So you have to like pick at individual fibers, and they've got you fuckers bound up with shipping rope.
Yeah. Me and Scratch figured this would take a while.
I mean,
Ren's just wondering who
you
the-
can make progress, but I don't. Scratch is not sure if he will make enough progress before someone comes over to like mock the prisoners, because they always do that.
Right.
Ouch.
I mean, no matter how many times people come by, he's gonna keep at it.
Sure, but all it takes is for one of them to walk behind you and see the frayed rope.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you are not... Scratch is not convinced that he will be able to get through this before something happens.
That's fair.
It's not futile by any means. You'll probably get through it before you starve to death, but Scratch has been in the situation enough time to be like, these guards are gonna fucking come over and taunt us. You know they are. They're just waiting until they get off duty. Like...
So it's like goes to pick at it, and it's like, fuck.
It's like, how badly do I want to beat him?
On one hand, escape. On the other hand, a greatly more likely chance of a bludgeoning.
By the way, set your HP to 1.
right. I forgot to do that. My bad.
So while Scratch is neither the gnome nor the water genasi see Scratch picking at these ropes. So what are you two doing? You said Dr. Lorelei is panicking.
Like that very quiet looking around, panicking, maybe a little bit of like trying to test the rope with her wrist, like twisting her wrists in places.
Okay. If you also want to make a sleight of hand check, you can.
All right.
Like, yeah, you can like tug at the rope, but you're bound pretty tightly. This is not a like we care about you and we're gonna do this the right way kind of binding. This is a you're not moving kind of binding. Your wrists are gonna be a different color when you get out of this. If you get out of this.
I think upon registering, okay, my wrists are going to start losing circulation, I think she starts muttering to herself, like trying to think, all right, what are the ways I can alleviate this? She's basically trying to put herself in a situation she knows. And failing miserably, probably, because
Yeah.
usually people would not tie a medic to a post.
No. This is probably a new experience for the good doctor. Sparky, what are you doing? You have an even worse time because your individual wrists are bound. And they're not together.
Yeah. Sparky is going to be wondering who the hell he pissed off this time.
Right?
Like thinking, crap, I hadn't even done anything here yet.
Emphasis on yet.
So I think you're all aware of the fact that you're standing in the sun about this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you wanting to do that?
Not particularly.
Okay, so you just misclicked.
Yeah, no, I
No
was
worries.
trying to check something.
No wonders.
Because I might use it, but it all depends.
So Scratch,
Mm-hmm.
you're the only one with a plan. You want to keep at it?
For now.
Okay. How long are you going to keep at this?
He'll probably stop the minute one of the guards comes by.
Okay. What if it's not a guard?
It's not a guard. If it's anyone he doesn't recognize.
Oh, it'll be someone you recognize for sure. I'm just wondering, what if it's not a guard?
If it's not a friendly, he stops.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's literally Blaze Porter.
Oh
Please.
god damn it.
After you've been at it for a bit, you guys are trying to think of what to do. And then the door opens, and before you can even see who it is, the guards at the door like snap a salute, and then the major like walks out and like walks over to the three of you.
So Lorelei kind of straightens up as best she can, kind of tries to at least look a little polite, even though she's a little angry.
Okay. Yeah, and I think she just like folds her arms and casts her gaze over the three of you. And I need to make a roll real quick. Yeah, I think she looks at Scratch, and she says, and like points at him and says, "That one." And then she turns and goes back inside, and like three of the guards start walking towards you, Scratch.
I think this is the moment Scratch just gives up. Just, woo, gallows! Like, ow.
I'm sorry, what?
he just fucking shouts that, just, woo, gallows.
So yeah, so
Lorelei very alarmed. Wait, what?
so two of the guards come over to you, Scratch, and each one of them grabs you under one of your arms, and the third one walks behind the thing and just like cuts the ropes with a serrated knife. And then as soon as your arms are free, you're like hauled up, and then like dragged towards the command building.
Wait a minute, aren't the gallows the other way?
As the door closes, with you going inside.
Looking significantly more scared about this than the gallows.
Medicinal panic.
I think it's about this point, Brick, that you're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna make it huge to take a break. And you do, you like take a break, you go like to where there's like a place to get water, and you get it, and you notice that Scratch is gone. There's like a bunch of cut ropes at the base of the pillar, and then Scratch is not there.
Do I notice that the others are awake?
Probably, because Dr. Lorelei is almost assuredly trying to get a guard's attention and try to figure out what the fuck has happened.
Yes, she is.
Ren's been in this situation often enough to know to try and like not draw attention.
Yeah, right? So I think yeah, Brick, like you watch as like one of the guards like goes over to Dr. Lorelei, and Dr. Lorelei says like she's about to ask a question, and he just slugs her in the stomach. You're gonna take 4 points of damage, Dr. Lorelei,
Oh god.
and I'm going to need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay, so you pass. You don't get the wind knocked out of you, but the soldier growls like, "Quiet, beast!"
I'm a doctor.
I think he just turns and starts walking back to his post.
I have a feeling that, like, is there still water around her?
I mean, you probably spit when you got punched in the stomach, but I mean, yeah, there's probably like a little bit of rainwater on the ground. There's not much. There won't be much. The sun's intense.
I know, but I kind of feel like the water maybe quivers a little bit due to like the cantrip, and
Yeah.
then she kind of like, no, bad idea, very bad idea.
Okay. It's a brick. Yeah, you saw that.
Brick angry.
Angry.
Are you going to act on that, or should I cut over to Scratch?
Brick's going to head over to them.
Okay.
He's going... Alright, so this is going to seem a little weird. He's going to make it seem like he's just as disgusted at them. He's
Okay.
gonna glare at them. He's
Make a
also going to-
performance check.
Oh, this will be good.
Yeah, this will be great. Because either you pass it and convince the party, or you fail it and everyone knows.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna use my inspiration on
That
this.
is a good plan.
Yeah, very good plan.
Sibs, your mic's exploding.
Ah.
Okay. So I think that's enough to pass. So you just like look at the part, like glare at them. Who do you walk up to? Because they're like 20 feet apart.
He walks up to the doctor.
Okay, you walk up to Dr. Lorelei.
Smiles and she like opens her mouth probably.
He glaring at her angrily. He actually spits at her feet and then sets next to her.
Sets
You
what?
cut out.
Yeah, sets what next to her?
Water he got next to her.
Make a sleight of hand check. If you're caught doing this, okay, I'm gonna roll against that. If you're caught doing this, there will be repercussions. Because there's multiple sets of eyes on you, I'm gonna make this check with advantage.
Here we go again on this road to hell.
Yeah, right. What are the? I think it's just these. Yeah. Okay. With advantage.
Oh.
I got an 18 and a 19.
Oh
Fun.
no.
So unfortunately, you go to set the water down, and immediately you hear, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Oh, God, I need
And,
an excuse.
like
I need an
4
excuse.
guards start walking over.
You could make the excuse you were gonna set it there to taunt them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, is it within
Yeah.
reaching distance of Sue?
No, because your hands are behind your back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, like,
Huh.
Can,
You think they can reach it?
well, I was going to ask, is Sparky close enough that you can tell something to Brick, but like the guards wouldn't necessarily?
No, you're like 25 feet
Okay.
away from Brick. What did you say, Vader?
You think she can reach it?
Make a persuasion check. So they stop, look at each other. They like walk up, so they're like within speaking distance. They don't like stop at the gate. They look at each other, and then they just start laughing, and the guy in front just like thumps you on the back.
Confused, very sad water Ganassi.
Because you don't know he was trying to help you.
Yeah,
Like-
no.
Yeah, Brick, what do you do? Because one of the guards is going to be like, "All right, you've had your fun. We need to all get back to our post. That means you, Sergeant."
Yeah. Of course.
Dr. Lorelei, can you make a wisdom saving throw as Brick leaves with these guards?
Sure.
Because you don't know Brick. Okay. You can think whatever you want from that roll, but Dr. Lorelei doesn't know it's an act. That's all I'm going to say. I think as Brick is being led away, we cut over to Scratch. Nope, 1 second. Sorry. We cut over to Scratch, who is in the Major's office? You're plunked down in one of the plush chairs, and the Major's like sitting at her desk. She's got like spectacles on the end of her nose. She's like doing paperwork. She barely glances up when you sit down. And I think she just says, "Name?"
Jeremiah.
Make a deception check.
He's doing it with snark, not as a lie.
Oh, okay. I think she stops, sets her pen down, takes her glasses off. She does that like menacing, like glasses off onto the table gesture as she straightens. She says, "Tell me your name, or the next word I say is fire."
Let's be frank, that part's going to come anyway. My name is Scratched Face of a Gold Coin.
It will not happen if you cooperate.
I'm disinclined to believe you, but I'll play along.
I'm looking to hire you.
He makes this face like, ooh, and then makes his face like, ooh.
She puts her glasses back on, picks up her pen, writes something on the paperwork that she had in front of her. Occupation?
Guide.
Affiliation?
Me.
He doesn't write anything.
That's not a joke.
An independent guide.
That's right.
She sets the pen down, straightens, keeps her spectacles on this time, straightens. I can use you. I can give you provisions to get back to Port Yanzaro. Get you safely out of my fort. I'll even put you on the next boat.
I'm not liking the gravity of the butt that's coming.
I will pay you to report the goings-on in Port Nyanzaru to me. I've made this offer to many of your contemporaries. Some of them have taken it. Follow their example.
I don't doubt that they've taken it. Port Nyanzaru, while full of fantastic people, is also full of slime. Take me for example. You can't pin me for either, because I'm both.
She folds her hands. I'm not hearing a no.
But you haven't heard a yes yet either. Would you be so kind as to indulge me for a moment?
The longer you talk, the longer your associates bake outside.
I understand. But to that end, we are outside of the prince's domain.
Quite.
I have time to spare.
She leans back. And I've all the time in the world.
Why are you looking for the city?
Because they're a blight.
Why? I don't understand why the fist would come to Chult in the first place.
That is not for you to determine. My coin is good, and I have a great deal of it. I'm making you an offer. The alternative... And she gestures behind you at the two guards still in the room with crossbows.
Let me expand your offer, if I may. I'm also an archaeologist of sorts.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Because it's true.
That, but also because you said the secret word and Cowboy Curtis is about to come out.
Okay.
Make sure you're rolling a scratch.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, no, it'll stand, but make sure you're rolling a scratch. She raises an eyebrow. I'm listening.
I am something of a history buff when it comes to Chult and her many mysteries. I have.
Are you offering to
discovered-
sell me? Excuse me. Are you offering to sell me things that you find in the jungle? Because I'm interested in buying them.
That, and I'm also interested. I'm also offering to assist in more discoveries.
You'll need a writ of expedition. I can offer you one for 50 gold pieces.
I'll pay that, but there's one detail.
She's
I'm a
just
bit
staring at you.
I'm a bit skittish with the jungle, and shall we say the two you have tied up outside make me rather calm. Shall we call them support animals?
You motherfucker!
I'm gonna need another persuasion check. You don't have advantage this time.
Fuck!
Her eyes narrow. I am offering you your life, gainful employment, and a chance to cleanse your spirit before tears gaze. I don't believe you're in much of a position to negotiate.
I really am. You must understand. I'm of the lower caste in Port Nyanzaru. This is the way of the lower caste.
She nods at you like, yes, you are. I can clearly see that, as you should be.
This is the way. We attempt to get what we can, while also pleasing those above us. You give me those two as support creatures. I shall do everything within my power when the fist needs me to. Make extra discoveries within tombs or ancient cities. I shall use every resource at my disposal, every piece of knowledge I have, everything, for Tyr, Baldur's Gate, and you.
I think she pulls out a coin. She pulls out a coin. She sets it on the desk, like standing up with her finger on top of it. And she says, "You talk almost like a person. I'll give you one of them. The other hangs." And she like spins the coin.
I'll grant you, that's clever. And thank you. I've been practicing my mimicry.
So the coin lands like heads up. And you see her nostrils flare like it wasn't wasn't what she wanted. She says, "I'll give you the gin. The gnome dies."
Could I buy the gnome?
Not for love nor money.
I have 42 platinum, 101 gold in my pocket right now.
That gnome is a criminal.
And he's very useful. The device.
You are playing with fire, Scratch. I just want you to know that.
When does he do anything else?
Before I do anything, before I let you do anything, I need another persuasion check. You are playing with fire.
Oh.
We're all going to be hung.
Probably, and it's gonna be great. That's not fair. But I'll take it because I have no choice.
So that's another natural one.
I'm
Should I
sorry.
just start making a new character now?
Not yet.
All that comes to my mind is she scowls. You know what? Never mind. I'll just take the gin. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly.
do you have deflect missiles yet? Serious question.
Nope.
Okay, because what I was planning, because I thought you had deflect missiles, so I'm not gonna do this. What I was planning, I was gonna have one of them shoot you. I was gonna let you do deflect missiles and impress her. But you don't have it. So
If you want to give me 300 XP, I will.
I'm not giving you 300 XP and a long rest, fucker. No. So I think you're just like, you know what? Never mind. I'll just take the jet. I think she stares at you. She says, "You'll leave with your hide intact and take what you're grateful for." And be grateful for what you take, rather. I said it backwards, but you know what I mean.
I think he's doing that thing where he's like clacking his nails together without letting his fingers come apart.
Yeah. I suggest you leave before my men get an itchy trigger finger.
Right.
You know the way to the gate, I trust, or do you require an escort?
He looks at the two. I can find my way. It was a pleasure learning more of how to speak like a person, madam.
So you go to get up, and she like holds a hand up for you to stop. She slides the coin, like the gold coin, across the table towards you, and she says, "I can offer you 49 more, just like this one. Tell me everything you know about the dwarf."
Brick?
She doesn't react.
Sorry, the sergeant?
She still doesn't react.
I need clarification. I know many dwarves.
There is only one dwarf in my fort.
Right. What do I know? Well, The device he carries is very powerful. It was created by the gnome.
I don't.
He can make more.
She starts to say, I don't care about the gun, and then you say it was made by the gnome, and she stops cold. And
Do
she
you
like,
understand why I wanted to buy him?
go on.
He's a criminal, yes, but from what I've been
The
told...
dwarf.
Oh, apologies. I thought you meant Sparky. As for Brick, it took a little arm squeezing, but I do know his orders. In detail.
I swear.
As soon as you say that, she snaps her head towards the door, and she says, leave us, now! And they just leave. They snap a salute and leave. And then she like takes her glasses off, puts them in her breastplate, and she gives you this like venomous, warm smile, like old lady about to offer you cake while holding a knife to your testicles.
Just bounces off Scratch because he's met Janthy.
Pretty much. And she just like leans forward, like straightens her posture, leans forward a little bit, and she says, do you now? Well,
I do.
I believe this coin here has more than 49 friends.
You know, in Port Nanzaru we're raised to hold promises in very high regard, and I promised not to tell. He's like poking at his cheek, being cheeky as fuck.
Yeah. So I'm going to need to know your armor class.
Fuck. 16.
Okay.
I wish I had key points.
Can you just roll initiative? We're not in combat. I just need to see who acts first.
Come on, Scratch.
Okay, she beat you by a wide margin.
Scratch, you're a failure.
So
And
you
what
say
is our-
so you're cheeky, and while you're being cheeky, while you're saying like I promise not to tell, she crosses the desk, pulls a battle axe off of her belt, and embeds it in the chair about 3 inches from your head. She's gonna make an intimidation check with advantage. What would you say the DC for that would be?
Considering this probably isn't the first time something similar has happened. 15?
She got a 22.
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Pissed.
And
Hey, honey.
as the chair splits near your head, she says, I don't need the gods to finish you.
Hey, Han.
Yes.
I don't think I can do that plan we mentioned.
Don't remember what you're talking about.
Well, Scratch is in his name for a reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, he looks at it, has this brief moment of panic, recollects, looks
I
at
mean,
her
she
and goes,
passed her intimidate check.
well, yeah.
So
This is a recollection. Yeah, this isn't a good time to do this type of thing.
all right.
And then he looks at her and goes, I'll give you points for being scary. I won't give you points for originality.
She grabs you, like, with her hand, the arm still extended, with the axe in the chair. She reaches out with her other hand, grabs you by your throat, and starts choking you.
I'm trying to explain the orders.
I recommend you do so. She lets go of your neck, pulls the axe out of the chair, but doesn't move.
I consider myself very good at detecting lies. So take that into account as what I tell you here. From what he has told me, he spoke directly with the marshal. His orders are word of mouth directly to ear.
Which are?
You'll have to excuse me. I'm scared shitless, so I'm trying to collect my words. I'm not exactly people. It's not easy.
I will give you credit, Gamzee. You are saying everything correctly. She holsters the axe at her side, goes over to a liquor cabinet, takes out like a bottle of something rich and imported, pours a little bit into a tumbler, and like sets it down in front of you.
He'll go for it.
Is Scratch a connoisseur of liquor by any chance?
A little bit.
It's real good. It's also dwarven, so it hurts like a mother.
Yeah, he does this little. Good. That's good liquor.
She sets down back in her chair. I'm taking the chair out of your promised reward.
That's very common, I understand. The orders he was given were, in short, come to Port Manzaru, come to Cholt in general,
Come
and
here.
cure it of its scourge.
She glares at you. Tell me something I don't already know, or get out of my office.
You want something you don't already know. I can do that easily.
I'm waiting.
At the risk of losing this, I can find you more if you let me keep it. He pulls out the god rock.
Just the floating stone.
Mm-hmm.
God. Okay, so you pull it out, like hovers above your palm. Her attention is entirely on the stone now.
There is a belief between myself and Prince Wakanga and Prince Jobal that this stone comes from the place the gods left.
Orolanga.
Correct.
She should not know that word.
Correct. Wait a minute. How do you know that? Apologies. That is a question for another person to ask, not one such as I.
Leave that on my desk, and you can have the gnome. No questions asked.
Am I still graciously permitted the gin as well?
I said no questions.
he does this, fuck, I want my rock.
Like,
Yes, ma'am.
the biggest issue right now is not leaving the rock with her, it's her knowing about Orolanga.
Yeah, that's on his mind a little bit more than the rock, but at the same time, my rock.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, what she basically just said was Nirvana. Like,
He'll stand up, let the rock slide out of his hand onto the desk.
yep, it doesn't touch the desk, it just floats above it.
Yeah. He says, the offer for my expertise in archaeology is still on the table. If I am ever needed, I shall take my leave.
So, yeah, you turn, and she shouts, like, Private Wesson, and the door opens. He says, "Ma'am!" He says, "Show our guest to his compatriots, and then them to the gate. Thank you." And he salutes again. "Ma'am!" He glares at you, but he says, "This way."
He'll follow.
Leads you outside. Brick is back to work on the wall at this point. And yeah, so Ren and Dr. Lorelei, you see Scratch come out with a guard. He's not bound. And the guard comes over and starts, like, cutting Sparky's ropes.
I think
Again.
Sue opens her mouth but doesn't say anything, just and then goes silent.
Sparky, again, having been in this situation, is basically recognizing this is equivalent, figuring Brick probably paid bail again at this point, so he's getting loose now.
Okay. The dude comes over and starts cutting the Ganassi down. And one of the other guards is like, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Commander's orders." And they're like, "What?" And they like look at you, Scratch, and glare. But yeah, now the three of you are free.
Big fat cat grin.
And I think he like grabs the doctor by her shoulder and like shoves her forward. He's like, "Go on," and starts like marching you guys towards the main gate.
What about our things? I have supplies that I need.
Not anymore, you don't.
But I'm a doctor. That stuff was used
He
in
shoves
my
you
healing.
again.
We'll buy them. 20 platinum for everything.
Make a persuasion check. You die, I get the platinum anyway. March!
He'll start walking.
Sue isn't in a.
Yeah, the three of you are led like out the main gate, and it like the portcullis like slams down behind you when you get out. So you're just like on this hilltop with like crossbowmen aiming crossbows at you, none of your gear. But you're out for what that's worth.
Could we have seen where Brick was on the wall?
You can certainly try. Make a perception check. You don't know he's on the wall. You don't know where he is, so I'm gonna say you're making this a disadvantage. Because you're being shoved.
Right. Come on, Scratch.
Yeah, I think you could see a dwarf working on the balustrade on the wall.
That was a As soon as they're out aside of the gate, there is only one dwarf in my fort. Nah, 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 nah. He starts walking the way he saw Brick.
Okay, so you're gonna like circle the fort on the outside.
Yeah, like come on, you two.
You're paced by guards with crossbows.
I thought we were okay.
They're on the wall. They're like you're walking on the fort, and they're just like, "Hey, now," and they're like walking with you.
We're staying out here. We're going to leave your precious fort alone.
They still pace you.
Oh yeah, he totally expected.
But you get like if they go with Dr. Lorelei and Ren go with you, then yeah, you guys get like over here where Brick is working.
She gets over there, but Sue isn't like saying anything.
Yeah.
Brick.
So Brick, you're like pulling a big crossbow limb off this ballista, and you hear Scratch like call your name, and you like look around. You don't see him at first, and then you look over the wall and down, and you see him.
He has an initial look of shock and then relief. Someone call me.
That was me. Apologies. I know I'm speaking to you, great member of the Fist, as a regular person. Let's call it mimicry.
You see, Brick, you see like 3 guards with crossbows like standing nearby.
How do I get these? Question.
Sorry? How do you get what?
How do I get these guys to piss off?
That's a good question.
I'm in front of a ballista. If they act up, I've got this.
Yeah, I mean that is something you could say. Yes.
All right. I'll try this. Put the words together.
Yeah. Take your time. in the meantime, like I think like we get the shot of like Dr. Lorelai like hugging herself because she doesn't have any of her gear. You also don't have your chicken.
Yeah, no, that's something else. I think she kind of just sits down, arms around her knees, and like plucks at the grass a little.
And then Ren doesn't have any of his stuff either, and he looks much the worse for wear. He's got like a black eye.
Hello. I think now that they're outside the wall, I think Sue is going to cast Cure Wounds for both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, Ren can't really do it at the moment because he doesn't have his stuff on him.
All right, the first is for Scratch, the second is for Ren.
Okay.
Okay, I think about it.
So that's 5 healing for Scratch, 6 healing for Sparky.
Yes.
All right, what do you got, Brick?
You can go, boy, on them. If they try anything,
I'm sure there was an impressive threat in there, but your mic didn't pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
can go, boys. I've got my eye on them. If they try anything, I'll put them down myself.
Are you lying?
Yes.
Make a deception check.
Can I help by looking scared?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
But I think that's enough. I think the guards give you a nod, give you a salute even. Sergeant, off they go, leaving the 4 of you, alone. Brick is by no means alone. Brick is still being observed, but they can't immediately hear your conversation if you want to have one.
As I do.
I got us out, as you can see.
I see. Let me talk.
Okay.
I apologize for the earlier unpleasantness, Doctor. I'm being watched. Everything I say and do is being scrutinized.
Since Brick and I have a history, Brick, can we have it to where Sparky can basically say something Brick kind of knows what he means, even though it's not what he's actually saying in that sense?
Brick doesn't. He's too earnest for that.
Well, I'm not saying Brick lies himself. It's more of he could tell if I was talking about something different, he'd know what I meant by that. That makes sense?
If I'd get whatever subtext you were trying.
Yeah, kind of. If someone listening outside didn't know the context at all, they just would think I was just telling you to piss off, but you would understand, oh wait, he means we're fucked. We need help.
As to reply to the comment by Brick, I think Sue just kind of raises a hand and kind of waves it off. Bigger concerns and a couple mean words.
Yeah, but
I tried to help. I've. Her.
I figured as much.
what
Well,
I'm wanting to do here is basically ask Brick if he sold off all of our stuff for a comfy position, but
Right.
that make Brick understand that our stuff is gone.
I have unfortunately missed all of that. Did you have anything directed at the GM?
No.
Okay.
But this is kind of towards Vader as well. I just wanted to ask if it would be cool, since Brick and Sparky have a history prior. Would Sparky be able to ask him basically something along the lines of did you sell all of our stuff to get that nice cushy position, to kind of clue Brick in, all of our stuff is gone, we need you to get it.
It would be performance versus insight. If you both roll well enough, you could convey that. Otherwise, Brick might take offense.
I guess I'll roll.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I want to do that now, is the thing. Although I don't know if that's worth using inspiration on.
That's what I got.
Oh, Sue Lorelei has a message.
Isn't that vocal though?
It is.
Fair.
You guys have to talk in, like, raised voices anyway, because Brick is 12 feet above you on a battlement.
Fair.
I, in a sense, was able to buy our freedom, and all of our things are gone. I unfortunately shall no longer be able to guide you. He does this, like, wink.
Right?
What? Oh.
And furthermore, the leader of this camp knows of something that even most Portland Zaru people do not.
I'm wondering how bad of an idea it would be if Sparky, just thinking about, would ask, like, can they make sure not to mess with my thing too much? It is highly explosive.
Do you
Like,
say
how
it
much
or
I-
don't you say it? I'm not going to tell you if something is a good
I know.
idea.
I'm wondering if that's a good idea or not.
Can't help
To
you.
freak them.
Stuck here. If I try...
Cutting out again.
Stuck here. If I try...
Vader, do me a favor. Leave the
What
call
is
and
it?
come back in.
Okay.
Now try it.
Any better?
It was, and then you got real quiet. Try it again.
Any better?
Yes.
I'm stuck here. To do what I can, but again, I'm being watched.
I understand. He does the cat grin. I believe we shall take our leave. I will see you soon.
Before they go, Brick's going to try to make a performance to look like he accidentally fumbles his scimitar off the wall.
And there'll be sleight of hand, actually. Because he'll do it. I don't mind, but...
I think you cut out for me there.
Oh,
I didn't
sorry.
hear exactly what you said.
Sleight of hand.
All right.
Performance would be more like if you were throwing it at us.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you're
okay.
trying to stab us with it or
So
something.
no one is close enough anyway to stop you, and Brick thinks that he does a good job. What's great about this is you're like, we're going to leave before you go, and it's like passes down a scimitar, and you go to like toss it down, and right when you do, there's an explosion from the commander's quarters. Like big smoke starts rolling out.
I better go check on that.
Alarm bells start ringing, people are running, the guards near you guys run off.
Sparky turns towards Scratch and the doctor. We might not want to be able to be found shortly.
What was that?
An
As I
explosion
said-
in the command center.
Oh no.
Like I said, I don't think we want to be found here shortly.
Brick, can you make a perception check for me, please? You see a figure drop out of the commander's, presumably the commander's window, and come sprinting right for the ladder that you initially climbed up to get up here, the one that you sent Roka away in front of.
Oh no, Roka.
Well, I mean, he did do what he was gonna do.
You have about a second before all hell breaks loose.
Shit.
What would you like to do?
How far down is the wall?
On your side, 8 feet. On their side, 12 feet. And there's those wooden palisades
Spikes.
on their side.
I'm thinking this might be my only chance to get out of here.
I mean, you would be deserting your official post.
Yeah.
But you can do that, absolutely.
Damn it, go! I need to take care of things here.
Next time you see me, Brick, make yourself scarce. And he winks and gestures for the other two to come.
Yeah, so you two, the three of you, like, run off, like, slide down the hill and run off. I'm assuming towards the beach, because that's the safest location.
Yeah.
Brick, you see the figure, like, scale the ladder, being pursued by dozens of soldiers. You hear someone shout, "Archers, aim!"
Lad, don't make me do what I have to do here.
He's not near you.
He's going to head towards him.
Yeah, the ladder is, like, over here. Like, I'll ping it for you guys. The ladder's all the way over here. This is where you came up. He's running for that. You're all the way over here. He will get
going
it.
to start running along.
Okay, you're gonna run. You're gonna start running. He will get to the ladder, or he will get to the. Sorry, he will climb the ladder and jump before you get to him physically. Whether or not he's full of arrows when that happens is another matter. So if you just run, you will not get to him in time.
Okay.
You could still run. You could still get closer, but he will either get away or be shot before you can intervene. If all you do is run, I should specify.
I was thinking I was gonna pull and
I heard pull, but I don't know what you said.
I'm gonna pull my gun and fire at him, but like try to miss.
Okay.
And try to have basically my intent is to try to distract the archers with the blast.
There is less than 0 chance that they will be distracted by the sound of a gun because they're soldiers. And Burke would know that. Like, you don't even need to waste a bullet. But if you want to shoot past him and look like you're trying to stop him, that would give you a lot of brownie points.
Yeah.
So if you want to do it anyway. Okay. So, oh boy. Okay, Roka, you're about to have a bad day, son. What's your armor class? Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Okay. So,
Bye, Roka.
Yeah, Roka's gonna have a bad time at this. So
Ouch.
Roka is going to have to block 20 attacks. Which
Come on, Roka.
there's a lot of dudes in this fort, but he caused problems. So let me scroll all the way down to my special people. I need to pull out my guards here. And yeah. And so it says they have spears, but I'm just going to call these short bows, which is the same damage. So first attack does not hit. Second attack hits. Third attack does not hit. Fourth attack hits. Fifth attack hits. Sixth attack hits. Seventh attack does not hit. Eighth attack hits. Ninth attack does not hit. 10th attack does not hit. 11th attack hits, and the rest is irrelevant because he's dead. So he gets up the ladder and he goes to like jump off the wall. Brick, you pull out your gun, fire, you miss, obviously, but it drowns out the like lieutenant shouting fire. You just see this like hail of needles go into the air, and he's just like gunned down on the wall. And as you're running towards them, what you will see more than anyone else is something falls out of his hand and rattles across the wall, and it's a stone of some description. It's got like a rune in it. It's like glowing faintly, some kind of magic stone. It is not the stone that Scratch gave to Liara. It's a different stone.
Brick's going to try and pocket it.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check. You can grab it. If you fail the sleight of hand check, you're gonna get thanked for picking it up. It's not gonna be like, hey, what are you doing? Okay. So add a sending stone to your inventory.
What was that?
A sending stone.
How much does it weigh?
Nothing. At least negligible. Like, it's just a little palm size, about the size of a flip phone when it's closed. Stone with a rune in it.
Okay.
And immediately, like, a whole bunch of guards storm in and, like, grab Roka. He's dead. One of them, like, swears and just bashes his head off the wall because he's already dead. Like fuck. And then one of them says, like, take him to the major. And they just, like, take his body away. They don't even look at you because, again, you're a dwarf.
Brick stows his gun and just goes, hope it was worth it. Like under his breath.
Yeah, right. So, Scratch, Sparky, and Dr. Lorelei. You get down to the beach without incident, but you're not exactly welcome at the port area, so obviously you don't go over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a long way back to Port Nyanzaru. We're talking multiple days of travel on foot through jungle. Even if you stay near the beach, you gotta deal with Wanti, undead, thunder lizards, and then also, like, typical jungle bullshit, like food and water, etc. So, what's your play?
I think once they make it to the beach and, like, they stop running, I think Sue just sits down again, like her head is in her arms.
Okay. I've had enough of this Flaming Fist bullshit music for a minute.
Yeah.
I have a plan. It's not good. but we're dead with it and we're dead without it.
What else is new?
Is that too loud?
Not for me.
No.
Okay, continue.
How quickly do you two think you could pick up a language?
Unsure.
Probably decently.
There is a group within Chult. They tend to create their own civilization. That's suddenly getting really loud for me. What's going on?
I didn't touch it. I'll turn it down. That's what I was
Just-
concerned about. There you go.
That's better. Sorry, I don't know what just happened. It just suddenly was really loud.
That's why I was concerned, but you guys said it was fine. Go on.
They like to create their own civilizations because the way they do things is, shall we say, unacceptable to the rest of the world. Yeah. Shall we say they do not deal in money. They deal in food and slaves. They are known as the Grung.
I think you have the wrong idea of what the Grung are. Because that is not what the Grung are.
Is it not? What I just described is everything I had been told previously.
They are not a group of people. They are not in Pure Nanzaro. Grung is a race.
Yeah.
They are not in any way affiliated with Port Nanzaro. They are not in any way a society. They are not in any way a civilization. They're basically kobolds, except they're giant poisonous frogmen.
Yeah. A long time ago, I had read that they like building their own societies.
They're not smart enough to do that.
Are they not? I thought they were.
Nah. They're
I guess I must have misread.
they're the goblins of this campaign.
Then cut out the stuff I said about society.
You're right about food and slaves. You're right about them, like, doing things their own way. You're right about all that, but they're... I don't want to use the word savages, but they're, like, one step above goblins.
They're Tarzan goblins.
Yeah! Except they're giant poisonous frogmen.
They're that frog from the 90s.
They are mook-level enemies that are designed to give new players a challenge in this campaign.
Shall we say...
And no, they don't look like Battletoads before anyone asks.
They tend to not be... They tend to not be much smarter than a bag of apples. Because they'll eat the bag of apples.
Also, Scratch, just a point, given the way that you saw Fort Balerion being run, you're cute if you think that there's Grung anywhere near this place, and they haven't been wiped out.
I know. Well, shall we say, in truth, the Grung are not nearly our greatest threat out here. There is a sort of boogeyman for Port Nanzaro. Granted, our chances of running into any out here are near the fort are low, but they're smart. They're people like us. If we could convince them, and perhaps some Grung we find a way along the way, we may be able to make a siege of our own against Fort Balerion.
I'm guessing that siege would always mean that people would die, right?
Well, like I said,
No,
It depends on how you define people.
Sorry, I thought that was in person because I had an answer.
No, that was me imitating Scratch. Sorry.
No, it's... If she were to ask that in character, the answer would be, well, See, that's the difficult part. The Grung don't like killing what they can use. As I said, they deal in food and slaves.
And how would you make sure we don't become one or the other?
We offer them Fort Balerion. They're dumb, but they're not so dumb that they would pass up such a fantastic source of both.
Are they dumb enough to actually take us up on that, or just realize they could do it themselves and do whatever they want with us in the process?
If people get hurt and I am unable to assist them, I cannot be a part of this plan.
Doctor, you can't assist anyone right now, really, anyway.
Shall we say, Doctor, you have no part in this plan. You are, if nothing else, arm candy.
Scowls.
I would have thought that get scratch slapped.
Sue Lorelai can't willingly harm someone as long as she cannot strike first, basically, and that would be striking first. At least in her mind.
Perhaps bad phrasing, but you get. This would rely on myself and Sparky here.
At the very least, it might give me a chance to see some new ideas.
I tell you, this would be so much easier if we could make it back to Port Lanzaru, but we have no real way to do so because I'm not going near that port over there.
So I think. Do you like gesture at the fortress? Like, I'm not going over there.
Yeah, he like does the double hand like that.
Yeah, I think you do that, and you point right at a dude coming out of the like bushes, like along the trail, but like out of the bushes down onto the beach, and you point right at him, and he looks at you and he chuckles and he says, "And here I was going to help you."
Sue jumps a bit and just goes, "Oh, we weren't referring to you, I'm afraid."
Do I know him?
Make a history check. Yeah, you know him. He is arch rivals with your girlfriend, and he is the only guide more full of himself than you.
Wait.
To clarify, Scratch knows him or knows of him?
He knows of him, but it's one of those. It's one of those faces that you see on posters, and you're just like, "Yep, okay, that's guy." This is fucking Shago.
Wait, out of curiosity.
Shago. You chicken shit bastard. You ran as soon as the guards went wild, didn't you?
I don't know what you were talking about. I took the time to go hunting.
What a boon. What a boon.
He steps up, and yeah, you see he's got like a spear in his hand, and he says, "Given the alarm, I thought, make myself scarce. You learn to do that when the arrows start flying. They got someone, I don't know who."
Oh no. Well, Shago, I'm sure you heard the situation we are in.
I heard some.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are you need a guide.
Scratch rubs his face.
And the mighty Shago can get you where you need to go.
But can you get us there alive?
Most of you? He
There's three of
like
us.
sets a spear in the sand, and he like goes over and like if she lets him, takes both of the doctor's hands, and he grins at her, and he says, "You, I can guarantee."
Her face kind of goes like a purplish blue. She's kind of awkward. Like, wait a minute, what is happening here? And that's all they can really get out of her.
He's completely tuned out, Scratch, at this point. He's just like looking into the doctor's eyes.
I think Scratch nudges Sparky. Horny bitch.
Ugh. Trust me. You see one in the tavern, you've seen them all.
Trust me, you've never seen something like Shago.
Ask anyone here, anyone on this beach, and anyone in that fort. I'm the best around. He's speaking directly to the doctor at this point. Pay no heed to any guides you might have spoken to before. They're soft and weak. I will get you wherever you need to go. Firefinger, Kirsabal, the Peaks of Flame. It doesn't matter. Chult is full of wonders and Shago knows the way. I'm not afraid of dinosaurs, bugs, or hard work. I can paddle a canoe, start a fire, forage, whatever you need. The jungle is overrun with ghouls and zombies, but I have a strong arm, a sharp spear, and the heart of a Tyrannosaurus. Together, we will conquer this land, huh?
Kind of awkwardly fumbling before she kind of was able to make herself come back to it. I greatly appreciate the offer. Shago, you said?
He nods. He's still holding your hands, but he nods. Shago, or the mighty Shago, or... You can call me whatever you wish.
Got it. Yeah, she's just kind of really awkward in this situation. Lorelai is a medic. She does not do this.
Right,
ever.
right.
Shago, give the girl a break. You're gonna break her before we even leave.
He turns around and, like, laughs easily, picks up a spear. I don't believe I offered my services to you. You got yourself into this mess, you can get yourself out. The gnome maybe, but I don't know about you. Can you even pay?
I'll give you 20 gold.
5 gold pieces a day and a 30-day advance.
Unfortunately, I don't have any money on me. I also don't have my gear. It was taken while we were in the fort.
Oh? He like whips back around to you. He says, "Shago can get it for you." He beams at you.
Are you sure?
Of course, it's no trouble. Make yourself comfortable on the beach here. Watch for the ghouls. I'll be back. And he like turns and starts to walk off.
If you see another bag filled with unusual tools, that will be the Mr. Sparky's. Can you grab that too, please?
Well, do you want the chicken that was roaming around too? Shago will see what he can do.
Oh, yes. Yes, actually, that chicken is mine.
Stops. Turns back around. Of course it is. Shago will get your chicken and your tools and the others. Yes, leave it to Shago. There is
Shago.
nothing. What?
20 platinum if you find a floating stone.
He gets very serious. 1, how do you have 20 platinum? 2, why do you want a floating stone? 3, there is no floating stone in that fort.
It will be in the commander's office. I am almost certain.
I
want
have
it.
been to the commander's office and many other of her places. There is no floating stone.
I was there no more than 15 minutes ago. It's how I bought our freedom.
How did you get it?
That's not your business, Shago. I'm an archaeologist. Do the math.
You're a thief.
I'm a man of history. Thievery is just a hobby.
I am not robbing the commander.
30 platinum.
He does that thing where he turns to the doctor and his smile comes back. He says, I need to borrow your kitty cat for a moment. Scratch! And like, sidebar. Like,
Yeah. He'll step over.
yeah, he steps out. He's like, they are our best hope.
Of what?
Surviving.
The fist?
They have an army.
And they have a blind hatred towards me, the good doctor, the gnome. Everyone who isn't like you, Shago. Everyone who isn't human.
I know.
They'll kill us all.
There are demons in the jungle, Scratch.
Who do you think was sent to deal with them?
Do you have an army?
I have 2 claws, a doctor, and a man who can make guns.
They have an army. I will help you, but I will not hinder them. I am not stealing from the commander. I am not getting strung up to a tree.
The rock has no purpose to them. It is an artifact. I forgot the name of the place.
Orlanga.
Orlanga. It is an artifact of Orlanga. It belongs to me.
How do you have an artifact of Orlanga?
I'm an archaeologist.
You're a thief!
On the side. How do you think I bought my freedom as a free guide? Huh? I find things.
I assumed
keep-
you slept with your ball, if I'm honest.
Wait, really?
Yes, really. That's what most of them think.
Really? That's disgusting. No, I gave
He's
him a
not that
dirty
bad looking.
I gave him a dirty old map I found in a tomb.
Right. The point is, no, I'm not stealing from the commander.
Fine.
The chicken, I will try. The supplies, probably. I am not stealing from the commander.
If you cannot get anything else, the doctor needs those supplies.
Which one is the doctor?
The woman.
Really?
Yes, she's very good.
I have this thing, and like rolls his shoulder. Supplies first.
Supplies first, then she can take care of it, then we go off.
Why were you marched out of the fort? Like, am I going to get killed if I walk back up there?
Jobal, there was an explosion.
Shago.
I don't... Shago, there was an explosion. I do not know what is happening over...
Was that you?
That was not me. I wish it was.
Yeah, they got someone. Before I came here, they gave the order to fire. There was a lot of arrows. Like a lot of arrows. Like a lot of arrows. The point is, I will do what I can.
I can't remember the name of the merchant.
Roka.
Roka. It was... Well, hopefully he completed his mission then.
Who? Mission? What? You're not making any sense.
Shall we say... There was a visitor there at the fort that we both know.
Who?
He's dead. Does it really matter?
Scratch, I have a spear in my hand right now.
As soon as I go to say it, I forget it.
Roka.
Roka. It was Roka.
The Zentarum? He immediately covers his mouth and looks at the doctor and the gnome, lowers his voice. The Zentarum?
He was working for them, yes.
Oh, dear.
The Zentarum want the fist out of Chote. And then the Zentarum...
Yes, we have argued about it, I know.
And then the Zentarum want to get out of Chote too, apparently.
Because, you know, undead, thunder lizards, curses.
Yeah, by the way...
And then he
these
raises his voice and he says, but don't worry, the mighty Shago can help you.
By the way, these two and one of the fist, don't worry, he's a dwarf, I trust him, were chosen to get rid of the plague.
Right. Is that your blood?
What blood?
Like gestures at you.
Oh. Probably. I don't remember the past, He looks up at the sky. 8 hours.
Right. Do you know which way is north?
Does he?
Make a survival check. Yeah.
I've lost a lot of blood, but I'd say that way.
He nods. Good. Go west, maybe 500 paces. You'll find a little inlet, a little cove on the beach. I have a campsite there. Wait for me.
Will do.
Am I getting the dwarf?
If you can,
Do you need him alive?
yes. And if you can't get him, get his little explosive box.
Do you need it alive?
It's not living.
You didn't answer my question.
Yes.
Okay. I will do what I can. Get your friends to safety, and would it kill you to talk me up a bit with the doctor? I'm
I
saving
will-
your life, Scratch.
He does this circle, shaking his arms in circles. Fine. I'll do what I can. I'm not much of a wingman, though.
You're not much of a man either.
Not much of a human.
He's he's already walking into the jungle.
Not much of a human. I'd watch your tongue.
You're the one covered in blood. And he's gone.
That is completely irrelevant, what I said. Mumbling to himself.
I should go back over, yeah.
I think. Can Sue hear that you're the one covered in blood comment?
Probably.
I think that kind of snaps Sue Lorelai out of her weird little flustered stupor, and then she goes, "Oh, right.
You
I
healed him.
think
He's
she
not
passed-
actively bleeding. His clothes are just fucked up.
I'm just
I know.
covered in blood. If I roll around in the water, I'll be
In
fine.
the sand, you do not want to go in that water.
True.
But you could roll around in the sand. Sand is great for that shit.
It
And
is.
you have fur. It's not like it's gonna cut you.
It's true. We have been so graciously offered to stay at Shago's place of residence until he returns.
Oh, and where is that?
About 500 paces west.
Do you know what direction west is?
Well, north is that way, so west is...
Yeah, each point.
Fair enough.
I'm a guide, good doctor. It is my profession.
A voice on the wind. You're a thief.
And...
Not
oh,
actually, but
Shago, the wonderful man he is, has not only allowed us to wait at his place of residence, He says that you, good doctor, are welcome to his finest foods and drink.
Once again, her face finally started to stop being like that purple color, and then it just immediately goes back to being purple.
He's trying.
Yep.
And it's working.
And it's working. So I think we cut back to Brick. Are you still working on the walls, Brick? Or the balustrade?
I suppose if people are just not gonna.
Yeah, like they're gonna let you work. Not gonna bug you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think like time passes, we like crossfade over, we see that Brick is in a different like setting, we see that like there's like clouds forming overhead again, but like time has passed. And we see like Shago walk up below the wall, and he's carrying like 2 packs and he's got Henrietta on his head. Actually no. The loops of the packs are threaded over the spear, and he's carrying them that way, and he's got Henrietta on his head. And he says, "Hey, dwarf!"
Who are you and chicken?
I'm taking the chicken to the pretty woman.
So that makes you a friend.
It makes me a well-paid guide. Your friends are leaving.
And I'm stuck here. What do you want?
They said to bring you all your shiny box.
Not getting the shiny box without me, but unless you can find a way, a clever way, attracting attention, you're not getting either.
I have a clever way, but it will attract attention.
Will it attract attention to me?
Yes?
It's not an option.
You don't even know what it is.
I'm being watched. Alright, fine, I'll hear you out.
There's a ghoul bounty. I come out of the jungle with my prizes. He gestures at the packs. Say we were set upon by ghouls. We need someone to come and clear them out. You volunteer, and then we go and don't come back.
It's as good of a plan as any, I suppose.
As
The
much as
longer I stay here, the more by that commander, so...
What
As
do you
much
know
as I
about the
hate
floating stone?
What floating stone?
That is not the answer that I wanted. The commander has a floating stone. One of my clients wants it.
Where would this floating stone be?
He just picks up the spear and shrugs with both hands. The chicken clucks.
Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know. My companions never showed me anything like that. I don't even know what it would look like.
Right. I'm going to go and hide the chicken so that we can pick it up when we leave. Is there anything you care about here? Because if you come back, they're going to hang you.
I'm not coming back without an arm to see here.
Take it from Shago. This is the only army in Schult, unless you count the hordes of undead.
Suppose I'm not coming back until I've returned to Baldur's Gate.
Then I recommend you be prepared to volunteer. I'll return, well, not here. I'll be over at the gate in 10 minutes?
Alright.
Shago will return. And he turns and starts to walk away.
And Brick's going to call it quits on it for the day and just try to gather any supplies he can in 10 minutes.
Okay, what supplies are you gonna grab? I, like, straight up, if you want to Skyrim this shit and just throw shit in your pack, you would just have to pass the sleight of hand check.
I was going to see if I could requisition anything from the quartermaster.
You can certainly try that too, but do you really want to play those odds?
Really... The only thing I really want, if anything, is to try and get my hands on some brass.
On some what? Sorry?
Brass for casings.
The thing is, they don't have a gunsmith here.
Yeah.
They probably... Excuse me. They probably have some brass, but it's, like... It's probably not in the quartermaster, it's probably in, like, the treasury.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen then. Brick's just gonna make sure he has all his current supplies, and then head towards the gate.
So, a little bit after you get there, Shago, without any of the stuff, like, comes up. His clothes are fucked up. He's, like, more injured than you saw him a minute ago. He probably purposely ran through a bramble patch to get here. And he's just shouting, like, ghouls, ghouls! And then, like, a bunch of the guards, like, run over to the gate. Like, what, you know, what's going on? And Shago, like, collapses and, like, falls on one knee holding his spear. And he says, The prisoners, or call them what you will, they were set upon by ghouls. We need to go and help them. And, of course, the other guards are like, fuck them, let them die. Like,
I'll go.
everybody looks at you. It's like, and yeah, he just like throws the spear down, goes on his hands and knees in front of you. He's like, thank you, Bwana. This way, quickly, and like gets up to his feet and starts running.
Brick runs after him, I suppose.
Yeah, so you run after him. A bunch of the guards are like talking to themselves, like, you know they're gonna tell Liara, but you're not deserting. You're doing your job. You're technically doing the job of the Flaming Fist. And then yeah, you get out of the, like, away from the hill. You go down into the jungle, following a little trail, and then like as soon as you're obscured by the trees, like Shago like stops running and just like leisurely walks with a spear on his shoulder. See? I told you I had an idea. Or, Shago told you he had an idea.
Interesting. Heard your name mentioned in port.
Only good things.
Surely.
Reaches, like, hanging from a tree are the two backpacks and, like, takes them down. And then, like, he looks down and it's like, now where is that chicken? I just left it here. And then it's like poking through a bush, and then you hear a squawk, and Henrietta, like, runs past you. Found it!
Brick.
I love that we still have Henrietta.
Brick calls out to her. Oi, Henrietta!
Okay, hang on. I literally have
Henrietta music.
I do. I have Henrietta music.
Oh, yes.
Yay!
You like call out to it, and the chicken like stops in the road, looks at you, clucks, and then staying on the path, just bolts down the road. And Shaco's like, that chicken is my best opportunity to get a date. Do you mind? And he's like running after the chicken.
Brick, like,
What are you doing?
Brick's just running after it as well.
You're running after the chicken too? Okay. So,
Episode 1 all over again.
So, to her credit, Henrietta is staying on the path, but somehow is outpacing the two of you. You see Shago like pick up a rock and like throw it at her and misses. Like, ah, stupid bird! And like Henrietta like dives into a bush, and Shago like jumps after, like, got you, and like leaps over, and then Henrietta pops out of a bush on the other side of the road, and Shago was like, how did? And it's like just like walking across the road. What are you doing?
Brick is also just going to do the same thing he did the last time to catch her. Just try to toss a rock without hurting her.
Okay, yeah, make a dexterity check. Okay, so yeah, so Henrietta pops out across the road, lands on the road, and Brick is just like, no, shoot, and you just throw the rock at her, and it just beams off of her head, and she's like squawks, gets real big eyes, and then just like in the dirt, and just like stares at you annoyedly. And Shago's like, no, that is not okay. You saw it go into this bush. You saw it go over here, where Shago jumped off the road to catch it. How did it? That bird is magic.
The sooner you stop asking questions, you'll be.
Do not question the doctor's chicken.
I'm not convinced that this chicken is not a second level wizard that has just been fucking with the good doctor.
I am considering allowing someone to take warlock levels with Henrietta as a patron, but I haven't decided yet.
I'm sorry. We're
Henrietta's just a chicken version of that goose.
there's only one person that's valid for.
Oh. So
The good
Brick,
doctor.
yeah, true. So you pick up Henrietta, Brick, and Shago like picks up a spear and he nods. Says, "Right, the others are down on the beach. We need to cross through the jungle. Is that thing on your back a weapon?"
Wait, on my back?
Is it not carried on your back?
My gun's on my belt.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that thing
it's
on your
like-
belt a weapon?
Yes.
I recommend you have it out.
Okay. He puts Henrietta under his non-dominant arm.
Yep. And you and Shago start heading off through the tree down towards the beach. Stealthy, quickly, or perceptively, pick two.
Honestly, stealthy and perceptive. Should I just defer to Shago on this?
Shago is going to march forward singing a song if you defer to Shago.
Perceptively and I'm gonna go perceptively and quickly.
Okay, so you won't be stealthy. Make a perception check. Shago will give you advantage. Okay.
I hate Shago so much, but I love him.
He's Wakangan Sokkum. That's what he is. Like,
He really is. I'm still ready to kill him, though. Probably more so now that you've made that comparison.
I mean, he is though. Like, that's what he is.
He is.
Or not Wakanda, Wakandan. I said it wrong, but still.
Scratch would not like Sokkum.
Scratch would not like Sokkum. That's true. The Flaming Fist would love him though. Anyway, so yeah, so you guys go crashing into the trees. You make good time. You're aware of any danger coming up on you. A couple times Shago like leads you around like a game trail that he doesn't seem to like the look of. But yeah, after like maybe an hour's travel, you come upon a beach, and a little bit to your left there's a small inlet of a wider section of beach, and there's like a tent and a rain catcher and a fire pit and your friends hanging out. So you guys find this camp. There's no food. There's no food here. There is water. There's firewood. You can have started a fire if you want, but it's a sheltered place to rest. You're here for about 20 minutes. You hear something coming through the trees. You guys ready for a fight, and then Shago, Brick, and Henrietta pop out.
Immediately goes off the offensive. Oh, good, you made it.
Got your chicken again, Doctor.
And we can see like that Shago has everything, right?
He's carrying 2 packs, and Brick is carrying an annoyed-looking Henrietta.
Okay, so
Why is that so loud? I turned that down. There we go.
Yes, that's why.
Ren cocks a bit of an eyebrow, like impressed, but like just kind of, kind of like that look of like nice kind of thing,
Yeah. So about that pay, Scratch, and he like dumps the packs on the ground by the fire.
The pay for the guidance?
The guidance and the rescue. I even brought the dwarf.
That you did. Say 50 gold.
5 gold per day and 30 days up front.
10
Plus
platinum
15.
total. 10 platinum total. I'm not doing math.
He nods. No, actually, that's still not enough.
Oh,
That
12.
would, it would be 200 gold total.
So he wants 20.
Yep.
Okay. 20 platinum.
He nods.
20 platinum. 20 platinum. I'm not doing math.
Okay.
He hands it over.
Takes it, pockets it, nods. You bought yourself a guide. Where am I taking you?
The port.
That's it?
Port Nanzaru, I should say.
That's it?
He looks to the others, unless anyone else has more pressing matters.
Shakes her head.
What about that grot or whatever the girl from the church wanted?
Ah, that's not a bad idea.
Oh, right. That would be of great use. Does Shago look like he has any idea what we're talking about?
Not at the moment. He's just waiting for you to tell him where to go.
Oh, I didn't put it in my notes.
I wouldn't
I
do that, babe.
I know it's in someone's notes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah.
It's in the Aldeni Basin.
Oh, there's a place that we were told to look into. The, pardon if I mispronounce this, Alteni Basin?
The
Well,
Aldani
Scratch
Basin.
said- Wait, well, I was going to ask, would Scratch say this? Because Scratch was, or not Scratch, Sparky. Sparky was the one who took the note.
I mean, not if he didn't want to.
That's fair.
It's up to you.
Either works.
Because
I know it.
has like
It's a
Cool.
ways from here. Are you prepared for travel?
Yes, I am. I'm always ready for travel. You should know, Shago. This is a job of particular importance to the good doctor.
Where is the Aldani Basin on this map? Oh, it's okay. So this will be fun. But let me let this map load and let me show you guys what you're up against.
God, the hexagons take forever.
Yeah, because they're all like you could remove them as you go. That's the point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why it takes forever. So you guys are here. Well, like here, realistically, like on the beach, right? So you see that little inlet on the beach right there? You have to zoom in to see it. That's where you guys are. The Aldani Basin is down here.
Oh, that'll take us.
Every hex is a day.
Hmm.
So
I
you're
think so,
you're
though.
looking at 2 weeks ish.
We don't have the supplies for that.
You
We
have a
don't have the
guide.
supply, nor do we have the time.
There is only the issue of food, Shago.
You hired me as a guide. I will forage for you. Well, I think he doesn't say well. He just looks at the doctor when he says it.
Face goes dark purple again, tugs at wetsuit collar.
You know, Shago, this is a mission that was given directly to the good doctor. Something she needs to get a very important supply for her work. I'm sure she'd be very grateful if you took detailed care of this.
Make a persuasion check. Shago's got pretty high charisma, so
Not high enough for that.
sorry.
I don't think it's high enough for that.
Oh,
You say that?
wow. He does have a chance to meet that.
Oh,
He does not, however. So he says, "Is that so? Well, the mighty Shago will guide you wherever you need, get you whatever you need. You are paid up, and I am prepared. I am at your disposal, Doctor.
Sue Lorelei. Dr. Sue Lorelei.
A pleasure. I am the mighty Shago." You know who I just realized that Shago is, and I did not do this on purpose?
What?
Koss from Guild Wars. I did not do that on purpose, but I'm rolling with it now.
Shago,
Hmm?
a thought has struck me. When was the last time you checked in with any of the princes?
I don't work for the princes anymore.
Are you not afraid of assassins?
I'm not afraid of what?
Assassins.
Why would I? I'm no one important.
Come.
I answer to Commander Porter now.
I understand this, but we both know Xanthi, Jobal, Prince Wakanga, none of them take well to traitors, abandoners.
He chuckles and says,
I suppose this is no issue for Shago.
"They could take it up with my mother."
He looks at the doctor with
Make a
these
history.
eyes.
Make a history check.
Sue Lorelei looks so fucking uncomfortable, like, I don't know how to handle this situation.
He says that with an authority like you should know who his mother is, but you're blanking.
I'm sorry, who is your mother?
Prince Xanthi?
His eyes go start splitting away from each other. Aha! Realizes the mission he was given. Oh.
Oh boy.
So wait a minute, Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Queothe
Mm-hmm.
gave me a mission
Mm-hmm.
to kill Shago.
Mm-hmm. No questions asked.
No questions asked. I told Prince Wakanga,
Mm-hmm.
and he laughed about it, saying it would be funny to watch Joe Ball come after her.
Yup.
And now Xanthi is being added to the mix.
Yup.
We're about to start a trade war.
We're gonna... This is the greatest thing ever.
You're about to start a blood war, is what you're about to start.
Yeah.
And what if they bypass the Armada and come straight for you, Shago?
Then my mother will have words with them, or something more. And I have the good doctor to patch me back up, of course.
Right, then your shoulder. It hurts, does it not?
A bit.
Looks at the doctor.
Like, no, she immediately kind of perked up. Where does it hurt particularly?
So, at what point do you realize that Shago is shirtless and has been shirtless this entire time?
That probably does not bug her as much as it's been that he's been.
I mean, the
flirting
fact
with
that he's
her.
been, I was about to say, the fact that he's aggressively hitting on you, that doesn't key into that at all? Okay, fair enough.
No, it does not, because Sue Lorelei is socially oblivious.
Fair enough. I think, yeah, he just, like... I know exactly what he does. He turns his back to you, his, like, bare back to you, and flexes, and then while he's flexing, like, gestures at one of his shoulder blades. Can you make a charisma saving throw, please?
Yes.
It's easy, you just gotta roll above 5, but I hope to God you're rolling that one.
Oh, God damn you, God damn you, boss!
So, what does the sight of a flexing Cholton gladiator do to Dr. Lorelei?
Everything kind of just comes back. Her face is like almost entirely purple. But I think she's still trying to do her job.
Yep.
Like, the kind of fins that make up her ears, they kind of like tense and then flatten against her head.
This is the perfect time for Sparky to say, need a drink of water.
I hate you so much.
This is the best. Listen, after all of the drama and bullshit you just dealt with, this is the perfect flavor of comedy.
Yes, it is. Roll medicine.
Yeah, roll medicine. What's up, Vader?
I'm gonna say Brick is clenching his fist.
Any particular reason?
Unless he's completely oblivious to what's going on.
I wasn't. No, Shago is being very, very like forward and aggressive.
And
okay,
Brick is just like, I don't like this guy.
fair enough. So yeah, Dr. Lorelei, like with an examination, like yeah, like Shago works his body. His shoulder blade is a little bit like out of place. You could like crack it back in, and he'd probably feel a lot better.
She like stutters for a couple minutes and then kind of inhales deeply. Your shoulder blade's out of place.
I'll pretend to know what that means and leave myself in your skilled hands. Like beams over his shoulder at you.
All right. And I'm trying to think because I imagine that I would know a way to do that. Like it would be much more than just cracking someone's back, like having them lay on the ground and then just conk.
I mean, literally just like put one hand. I know how to do it. You put one hand against his shoulder blade and you grab his arm with your other hand and you pull his arm like out, like kind of like a jumping jack pose, and push on the shoulder at the same time, and it just goes right in. I do it all the time.
Got it. Then yeah, I imagine Sue like does that. Just
It's the same motion
inhale.
as breaking someone's arm, just a lot gentler.
And the pressure is in the opposite place. But yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Sue like grabs his arm and like puts her hand on his shoulder blade. Inhale.
Yeah, he starts to say something like vulgar, probably, and then you crack his shoulder, and his face drops for just a second, and Scratch, you know this, like, he called you a witch in Cholton, and then immediately the smile comes back, and he says, "Thank you, Doctor."
Do me a favor
Chilton.
and rotate it.
Yeah, he like moves his arm a few times, and he nods favorably.
She gave him fair warning.
She did. What were you gonna say, Scratch?
He'd pick up the Chilton tongue real quick and be like, in fairness, Shago, she did warn you.
I
There's
wasn't
no
expecting
reason-
her to actually be good. He says in
I
Chilton.
told you, she's a doctor. She's the reason I have all this money.
What is a doctor? You did not tell me that.
A doctor is one who can do healing without magic. It takes longer, but it's a lot more accessible, a lot cheaper, and a lot better for you.
So I think he's like listening. His face is blank, and then you finish that, and he goes back into a smile and switches back to common, and he says, "Do any of you require something to eat?" And he's like making eyes at Dr. Lorelei when he asks it.
Just some rest would be nice.
Rest well then. We
I
can
feel
rest
like
overnight
Sulu-
if you wish. We've got a few hours before sundown, but we can rest here and set out in the morning if you want. I don't think any of the fists know of. Well, one does now.
I need to make Sue Lorelei emote with her fins more, because that's just a great mental image
You
to me.
do. I agree.
Shago,
Hmm.
I'm assuming you have a fishing spear, yes?
A spear is a spear. He like gestures at a spear.
Fishing. Do you not spearfish?
I do.
You tie a rope to your spear. I figured you would have a separate spear for that.
He like makes a show of looking around. Nope.
Got any rope?
Nope.
Fine, I'll use my. He walks out to the water.
I don't recommend it.
Why?
Because that's the ocean.
I wasn't going to go in.
Then you're not going to catch anything.
Holds up his bow.
I think he just like plants the butt of the spear in the ground and leans on it, watching you.
He's gonna tie a rope to it.
Tie a rope to what?
He's gonna tie a rope to an arrow
Uh-huh.
and just try his best to catch fish.
Okay. So you tie a rope to an arrow, and you fit it in the bow, and you pull the bow back, and you let it go, and the arrow just falls.
Right. Wrong kind of arrow.
Wrong
I
kind
had a-
of rope.
Wrong
I
kind
had a-
of. What was that?
Wrong kind of
I
rope.
had a horrible idea.
Hmm?
I'm guessing there are not many fish like close to the shore.
I
'Cause I
think
have a horrible idea.
that's the thing. Like, Schult has a lot of references to the African continent, but it also has a lot of references to the Caribbean, and both of those places have a shitload of fish. So, no, there's probably visible fish from the shore.
Then I know exactly what happens.
Hmm?
Could I rationalize that with some sort of skill, Sue Lorelei could use shape water to catch a fish in a bubble of water?
I can see the logic. My rebuttal is shape water can't be used in combat, and it's slow. But with a check and a chance to fail, I don't see why you couldn't make the attempt. It would be a medium difficulty check. What's your spellcasting stat? Charisma?
Yes.
This is gonna sound weird. Make a sleight of hand check with your charisma. DC
Gotcha.
14.
Gotcha. How do I modify that? Do I just roll sleight of hand and add?
Are you
my,
proficient with sleight of hand?
No.
Is there a charisma skill that you're not proficient with?
I am not proficient in performance or persuasion, ironically enough.
Okay. Go ahead and roll performance. It'll be just for the sake of the macro, but it's a sleight of hand with charisma.
Got it. Okay, there it goes.
Unfortunately, not enough. Like, you can make a bubble of water, that ain't nothing, but the fish just, like, when it starts moving, the fish are like, this is weird, fuck that, and just swim away.
Darn. Just kind of sits back down, pets Henrietta.
I'm surprised you were actually able to find the chicken. He says, walking back, disappointed he couldn't get a fish.
The chicken was easier to find than the dwarf.
You know what? Fair enough. Henrietta has that kind of skill set.
It was in the first place I looked.
Because it wanted you to find it.
It was in the kitchen. And he walks off into the jungle.
Her ears kind of like perk up again, and then they flatten again, but she looks a little more irritated this time. Hugs the chicken close.
So you guys are left alone on this beach. You have some time to talk amongst yourselves if you like. Shango is going to go and forage some food.
What time is it? Like,
it is currently overcast and rainy. That is what time it is.
Well, so we don't even have an idea if it's like afternoon or such?
Not really.
Okay.
Why would you? You know that it's daytime because it's lit up, but you can't see the sun.
Yeah.
Are we not going to talk about the fact that he wants to date our doctor?
No, we're not going to talk about it.
Falls back onto the sand, face is dark purple, ears pressed down.
Alright. But let me just say, as far as guides go, Shago is not the worst option. You know, to date.
Face is continuously just getting darker purple the more this conversation continues.
in many other regards, he is the worst option.
Cat, do me a favor. Shut up.
It was my last comment, I swear. Who wants to...
Isn't he the person you guys were told you'd have to? You know?
Yes, and I plan on doing it still. And I'm going to put everything on Coyote, and I'm going to live in a tree. And
so if you want a baby from him, get it now.
God.
You have to admit that's on brand for Scratch to say.
It kind of is.
That is how you get.
If Scratch says that, he's getting socked.
Good. Sock him. Punch the cat. He needs it.
So who wants to learn a new language?
What? I can try.
Ren is just right now looking all over his stuff, making sure everything's okay and still like put together in there.
I mean, it's been rifled through, but it doesn't seem to be anything missing.
Okay. Hey, it's like one of those, you don't know what the fist would do, you know?
No, absolutely. It was a good call. They hadn't gotten around to it yet.
I see it as important to teach you one of three options. The Chilton dialect of Common, Grung, or Yanti. The choice is yours, but it has to be collective because I'm not teaching three separate languages right now.
I mean, you're not teaching any languages right now. To be clear, if you guys want to do this, this would be an extended test over days, plural.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
I think Sue kind of just sits back up and goes, I think jolting common would probably be a...
I can barely manage Elven sometimes. Don't need to fumble around with another language.
Sparky?
I imagine it might be of at least some use, and it could lead to something new and interesting.
Then, during our journey, I will teach you what I can of Chilton Common.
My question is, do you want to take a short rest?
Yes.
Yes.
Probably not a bad idea, yeah.
Wait your hit dice, take a rest. You've got some time before Shago gets back. Damn, Scratch.
The one crit I didn't need.
Oh!
All right.
What's up, Vader?
During this, I think Brick will try to pull Scratch aside at some point.
Okay.
I need to talk to you.
About?
Roka is dead.
Hey. He looks down and he looks disappointed. I figured.
When he was killed, he dropped this, and Brick pulls out the stone.
You
I
have
don't-
never seen this before in your life, Scratch.
It's a rock, Rick.
It must have been important.
May I?
Oh,
I suppose.
I need to get rid of some of this town ambience because you're not in town at the minute.
He's gonna pick it up from Brick and look it over.
Okay. Are you proficient with Arcana?
No.
Make an Arcana check with disadvantage. It's a rock. I mean, it's a glowy rock. That's not common, but it's a rock.
A glowing rock.
Alright. I was just saying if you maybe knew anything about it, so I'll have Sparky look it over.
That's probably a significantly better idea. Whatever it is, if he knows, please tell me.
That's all I really had to say, other than I'd have put you all through that.
Listen. Your boss. No. Sorry. That woman. She has something of mine. And as the gods and you as my witness, I will either get it back fairly, or I will get it back with a jar of a woman's eyes.
The floating stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll get it back. I plan on coming back to Fort Berlawarian.
There are few I tell this. That rock is an artifact that I will use to find the legacy of my descendants and myself.
I'm glad you trust me. I'm glad I trusted you.
He does the cat smile. Don't count your chickens just yet.
Henrietta
I'm only
clucks in the
some-
background.
I'm only somewhat comfortable with you. He pats you. He Scratch like pats Brick on the shoulder. Like I'm kidding. You're great.
Nice. Both of you mark inspiration.
How is everyone looking? Because, like, if necessary, I can use Song of Rest.
You should use Song of Rest anyway. It's free.
Yes,
Fair.
I would like that, please.
Then I think Sue Lorelei kind of just, like, sighs and starts rummaging through her bag again for her tambourine. Cause she kind
Again,
of
you can just
feels-
do doctor things and I'll count it if you want.
I know, but Sue Lorelei is trying to relax.
Fair enough. So that's an extra d6.
Yes, 1d6.
So go ahead and roll that. Everybody gets an additional 2 hit points over this rest.
That is perfect.
I mean,
Yeah, you didn't take any damage. You managed to get that through that surprisingly unscathed, Brick, all things considered.
yeah.
Considering I had 1 hit point for most of that,
Yeah.
I was gonna to the music though.
Was gonna what? Sorry?
Brick is just gonna listen intently to the music.
Nice.
Well, Brick's not gonna ask Sparky about the rock.
He would pass the rock over to anything of this.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
I have +6.
Are you proficient?
is there a
it's not
check?
proficient.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I am not proficient in Arcana.
Make an Arcana check with disadvantage. It's a magic rock. You'd need to spend some time with it to figure out what it does. If anything, it might just be a rock that glows faintly.
Huh. Strange. The magic on this is not quite what I've seen before. I need to spend some more time with this to actually understand what it does.
I'm sure it's important.
What makes you say that? It could just be someone's nightlight.
It's in the hand of the merchant who was with us. The one who caused the explosion fled and was shot full of holes for his efforts.
Sparky just gets a confused look on his face before it's suddenly snapping serious. Oh yeah, that guy.
So you guys rest for a bit. The sun comes out below the clouds as it begins to sink over the ocean. And a little bit later, Shago comes out of the jungle with... Have any or preferably all of you seen what bananas look like when they're growing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those big
Yes.
stonking round pods full of bananas?
Yeah.
He comes out
yeah.
with a whole one of those on his spear.
You know what, Shago? I think I legitimately did underestimate you.
Pulls the spear out. I tried for a boar. I could not find one.
You found enough bananas to build a boar.
Tambourine music stops.
Tit. Roast them on the fire. It will at least give us enough for travel in the morning.
Right. Now I have the horrific idea that I want to make Scratch proficient in cooking.
And mine don't swim away, Scratch.
Kill its head.
Shago plops down in the sand. So, what were we talking about?
We've been discussing odds and ends, going about our business.
Hmm. So we make for Aldani tomorrow?
I think Sue nods.
Then tonight...
Well,
Hmm? Go on.
I just said Brick nods as well.
Oh. Then tonight, we feast on the jungle's bounty. We sleep. He looks at Dr. Lorelei. Or not.
Ears go down, face goes purple, face in hands.
Glaring at him.
What, is she yours?
No.
Then what do you
Don't
care?
push- Yeah. Just sort of scoffs at him.
Shago shrugs. Reaches over, pulls a banana off the stack, throws it in the fire. So, why are we going to Eldani? He, like, leans back on his elbows.
Hang on. I'm trying to remember the... Right.
I remember why.
I was just trying to find the name of the temple.
Hmm.
I don't remember that. I wasn't here for that.
A seer of Savaras is a niece to an obsidian crafter. And the good doctor is attempting to get some new surgical tools.
Why not just buy them? You have 20 platinum.
My
They are...
my
Sorry,
tools
go
are
ahead.
my tools are incredibly specialized to what I do. I cannot tell you the amount of times when I said scalpel, people tried to offer me just a regular knife.
Your mic's exploding, unfortunately. I heard you, but your mic's exploding.
Better?
Better.
All right.
And what? There's obsidian in Aldani? I mean, probably.
No. His niece is the girl we went to speak to, and apparently she's been having odd visions. And I was told if I was able to help with her dreams and stop them or to some degree, that I would get an improvement to my tools, which are desperately useful, as I've come to learn.
She nods, or Shago nods.
As said, the niece is a seer of Sav. The visions were dreams, good doctor. And apparently we're on our way to deal with the men in red hoods. So, you'll have plenty of time to improve the doctor.
She wanted us to talk with them, and she was so innocently confused by the idea that they might try to hurt us.
She really was. It was kind of sad.
Shago is nodding along. Alright. All of this makes
So,
sense. But
peaceful
if
solution,
you're helping
if
people with
possible.
dreams, Doctor, I have a few you could help me with.
I suppose I can try.
Shago grins.
Doctor, for the love of all holy, shut the fuck up now.
Doctor, no.
Shago pokes his spear into the fire and pulls out the banana, peels it and bites into it. Men with red hoods, so what? Spellcasters? Are we going to kill them?
No, we were told to at least try to talk with them.
So are we going to kill them, Scratch?
If they attack us, we will do what we must.
Right.
Apparently, they're involved in some religious cult thingy.
Shago rolls his eyes. Aren't we all? Do you have a name, little one?
Ren Plicknick. Although I admit I primarily go by Sparky.
Do you have a habit of setting fire to yourself?
Not on purpose, I would
Brick
admit.
laughs.
So yes. Scratch, these outlanders never say anything plainly.
Don't worry, you get used to it.
I don't want
I'm
to
not-
get used to it. I want them to talk normally.
I'm learning an entirely new form of common. I hate it.
I am not going to call you Sergeant the whole way.
I don't expect you to.
What is your name? It cut out again.
Most people call me Brick.
He looks at Scratch like, is he fucking with me?
No? As if I remember correctly, Brick Holderheck.
Why do they call you Brick?
I think it started as an to call me daft. It just kind of stuck. I like it.
Do
I thought it
people
was from that time that we got thrown out and your head shattered some bricks.
Does your marshal
Maybe that
throw
too.
you through windows like bricks?
I don't know. All I remember is that the nickname came after a night of heavy drinking.
Do they use you to build fire pits or buildings? Do you weigh down papers very well? He starts laughing.
Or you could go by what they call me in Port Nyanzaru, which is Thunder Caller.
Again, he looks at Scratch like, the fuck?
No, 100%. It is the most terrifying thing you will ever experience in your... It parted a grouping of beggars.
Shago leans forward again, like throws the banana peel into the fire, tosses another like whole banana near the coal. Are you aware of what such a title earns you?
Not really. Are you going to elaborate?
I will as soon as I punch the cat for not telling you. He looks at Scratch.
Big ol' cat smile.
Thunder is reserved for powerful things, in short. The storms that rage through the bay, the mountain that spews fire, the biggest of the lizards.
Go ahead, Brick. Show him why.
I would rather... We are currently hidden, despite the fire. I don't want to let all of the undead that I snuck through to get these bananas to know where we are.
Big ol' cheeky cat grin.
Do you want to fight ghouls before going to bed? I don't.
I'm sure you'll see soon enough.
I believe it. It's a thing on your belt, hmm?
Indeed.
Do I need to
tell-
stay behind you?
Might be for the best, but my aim is generally good.
Generally. Looks at Scratch
know.
like, what the fuck did you get me into?
You know, except for whatever one of you shot me with a ballista.
You got shot with a ballista?
Yes.
You don't look any worse than wear.
You could
Doctor.
think
He points.
I am slowly learning that a doctor is a force to be reckoned with. Do you have any other talents? And he grins.
Well,
She has an oath that gives her power.
kind of.
In the Cholton dialect, he goes, she's not a nun, is she?
Responding in it. No, but I'm pretty sure she has some kind of celibacy thing in the oath. I'm not sure.
Shago's smile fades very slowly.
Double check, I don't know.
Basically, my entire deal is I'm a healer, so therefore I am not to cause first harm. I am perfectly allowed to defend myself, but I cannot get angry with someone and lash out at them. I have to hold my temperament.
So you don't bite, is what I'm hearing.
Not unless provoked, and I would prefer not to.
Shame.
So I was wrong.
What?
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 I had to.
Sparky would just at the end of that also like hearing all the what's just go what?
Somebody make the meme of Shrek and Fiona at the royal dinner table, and everybody's calling everybody by their names. So it's like Dr. Lorelei, Shago, Scratch, Shago, Brick, and then right at the end, Rin just goes, Sparky!
There you go, hon. There's your prompt.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I can't shake that image. That's so good. Anyway. So is there anything else anybody wants to do before you take a long rest and recover all your shit before you set out into the jungle, which is frankly going to be next week? So we're gonna wrap the show soon if there's nothing else you guys want to do. But if there's anything you want to do here at camp, any conversations you want to have with Shago, you know, if Dr. Lorelei wants to take a walk with Shago in the moonlight, we can have that conversation. Like, it's up to you guys.
Well, first of all, Brick, you do have like the infusion marked on your gun, right?
Yeah, I've got it
Okay.
marked under my damage and attack roll.
Okay.
Does that remain if Sparky is not within range? Second question,
It,
does that
it remains until he dies.
wow.
No,
And even
Yeah.
then, it's like I'd have to look, but I think it's something like it remains for X days, or X is half of my intelligence modifier.
That is crazy strong. I love it.
Yeah, it lasts for as long as Sparky is alive, or until he uses that infusion slot for something else.
That's crazy good.
Yeah, I can only have like 2 infusions active at the
Just
moment.
to clarify, does that mean that your gun counts as magic damage, Brick?
It would count as magical because it's being magically enhanced.
While it's being magically enhanced, I need to make sure that the damage becomes magical.
I do not know.
I don't think it says anything about that. It becomes a +1 weapon.
Oh, then yes, then it counts as magical.
Yeah, it's
A
like cheap.
lot of things have resistance to non-magical weapons, and normally speaking, if something like that happens, it says the damage becomes magical for overcoming damage resistance. And I'm not well versed on infusion, so I had to ask.
I'm gonna double check on this real quick, but
Do it before next week. You're not going to get into a fight right now.
I understand.
The other thing I wanted to check, I'm almost positive we didn't, but we didn't gain any XP, right?
You didn't overcome any challenges, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's
well,
fine. I wanted to make sure.
Arguably, Scratch did, but I'm not willing to say that you guys made enough of an impact to get XP. Sorry, Scratch.
Aw.
That's valid.
You have an argument. I'll grant you, Scratch. You will have an argument, but the only way you were getting out of that is because I brought Shago in.
Yeah.
You were fucked without Shago. Let's call it what it is. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll agree.
so, yeah, I'm not gonna give you an XP. Sorry.
Yeah, again,
oh.
that's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
This magic weapon grants a +1 bonus to
There
attack
you
and
go.
damage rolls made with it.
Done.
Well, to attack and damage rolls.
The point there was magic weapon. That's what's important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Noted.
and then just my second slot is an alchemy jug, so
So if it comes up again, Brick, your gun does do magic damage.
All right.
So, anything anybody want to do before you take a long rest? Any conversations you want to have? Any things you want to work on? Anything you want to talk to Shago about? Anything you want to do? If you guys want to just be like, fuck this, we're going to go out now, just tell me what your plan is. The floor is yours.
Unless someone has something to say to Sue Lorelei, she's minding her own business. Kind of flustered.
I mean, Shago absolutely has something to say, but it'll be after, it'll be, late, when it's dark.
Yeah.
I don't really have any materials to actually work on a clock, on a tinker item, I think.
Brick has
Yeah, I
some
know.
materials that you could potentially give you. He's got some iron.
Yeah.
I think that would work it. I just need, according to this, I need like 10 gold pieces worth of materials.
I don't have 10 gold pieces worth of iron. I've got like 10 silver worth of iron.
Yeah, sorry.
Cheap iron.
Yeah,
It was
that's fair.
shitty iron, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I can't really make like anything with tinker, and I've already done my infusions.
Okay.
Brick's gonna doctor
Sorry?
before they had to walk up to the doctor before they head to bed.
So later that evening.
I really am sorry about what I did.
Oh, you're fine. I can kind of figure now that it was kind of stuck playing the part.
If I could have shot those men, I would have.
No need for any of that. But yeah, I appreciate the honesty and the apology. It's all good.
So I think
breathes heavily. They'll pay for what they did to you all. They have shown me enough that maybe upon returning to Baldur's Gate, I can call down an army on them.
technically they didn't do anything against the Fist Code. Like,
That's not that bad.
no, I appreciate Brick's conviction, but all they did was, you know, put the fist, so to say, on some non-humans, like, and only one of them was Baldian, and he's a criminal in Baldur's Gate, like. Unfortunately, you probably wouldn't get the Duke's support, much less an army.
Yeah. I mean, I was offered a bribe.
Do you have any proof that you were offered a bribe?
Unfortunately, no.
I am happy to discuss at length and detail everything that happened, and to do so every time you interact with the Flaming Fist, but Liara is not a joke. Like, she's very shrewd. So...
Yeah, I get that.
I will not give her GM powers. I will not. I promise you, and I will say this on the record, I will not be like, I'm the GM, Liara wins. But I
got my work cut out for me.
Exactly, yes.
Perhaps it's best that you don't accompany me inside.
You're going back? Wow, okay. Good to know. I'll add that to my notes.
If I have to go back.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. I will say, you've surprised me all over the place tonight, Vader, so prompts to that.
I think Sue shakes her head. If there's a chance you could get hurt, I was told to take care of you and the other two.
I appreciate it. Hurt more than you can heal to see what they did to you.
I think the camera pans back a little bit, and Shargo's like sitting across the fire, like looking out over the sea, but he can hear you.
I think she just nods.
Good.
I think she just nods.
Okay.
My point still stands.
And I appreciate it, lass.
So yeah, I think you guys, like, you can take a long rest. You can recover spell slots or whatever else you need. Sparky can fix up his devices that, you know, count as his spell slots. All of that good stuff. Don't think you guys are in a position to level up quite yet, but soon,
Nope.
TM. Do you guys set a watch, or do you leave it to Shago?
I'd volunteer to do shifts with Shago.
Okay. Normally it's 3 shifts of watch, so...
I think Sue would ask, like, oh, do you want us to help you set up watch?
If you like. Scratch, you'll take first watch.
I was gonna say, I think Scratch is already out on the beach.
Yeah, right.
Doing that thing where he's like sat on his legs, like the, you know what I mean? Sat when I say sat
Kind of
on
like
his
a
legs.
sphinx. Yeah, like a sphinx
Kind of.
pose or something.
He's more like
Are you talking about... So you watched my Ghost of Tsushima playthrough, right?
I I have.
Are you talking about that, like, feet together, weight on the ankles sit that the samurai do?
Kind of. He's mostly sat on his calves, kind of thing.
Well, his shins.
Kind of like the
Yeah.
They're
kinda
tucked
like the
under
city.
him.
Yeah.
It's a prayer posture.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you want.
For good reason.
Mm.
He's meditating, praying to Joaquin, and praying to and for Madame Red.
Okay. Are you looking for any religious sign, or are you just doing it for yourself?
Joaquin is the god has to do a lot with fortune,
Yeah,
good luck.
he's literally
all
the
that
god of
jazz,
wealth.
right? Good luck included, yeah?
I believe so.
He's looking when praying to Joaquin, he's looking for some kind of boon.
Make a religion check.
Holy shit.
I can't promise that it's real or that it has any tangible effect, but the moon over the Bay of Cholt looks like a silver coin reflected in a dish. Maybe Scratch can take some comfort in that.
I think he does. It's something that, like, doesn't feel random to him. It reminds him of his father, and it's kind of a grateful thing. You know, in Scratch's family, one person must do a great act to earn the right to name their child something of greater value than themselves.
So what did your dad do?
I think Twisted Face of a Silver Coin was a guide like Scratch. And he, on more than one occasion, saved large groups of people out in the jungle.
Can I offer something to you?
Yeah.
Your grandma's Madame Red.
Ooh. That adds a lot onto why Cask of Wine and River Mist wanted to tell Madame Red what's going on.
She's like the Tabaxi community leader, and she's also your grandma.
Yeah. That's why Scratch
I
wants
think most
to secure...
people don't know she's your grandma, but you do.
It's part of the reason Scratch wants to be a part of all this. Why he hasn't argued from the beginning.
Oh, and the reason that she named her son Silver Coin is because she became like the matron. I like that.
Bronze coin, then silver coin. Now we're on gold. Scratch's forgotten son Electrum.
I was gonna say a Tabaxi that just goes by Platt is kind of a great name. I kind of like that.
Because Scratch is 100% going to name his son, if he makes it through this and actually has a son, Gilded Face of a Platinum Coin.
I just love the idea of a Tabaxi that shortens their name to Platt. I kind of love that. That's so good. That also explains the distinctive fur pattern. Like, because your grandma married, I don't know if Tabaxis marry, but you get it, Bronze, and he had the distinctive fur pattern, and then, like, she made sure that she had kids and etc.
Right.
Because she's shrewd like that. Which is also why everyone in the city wants your pelt.
Because we're extremely unique.
It's a distinctive thing. And they probably know Silver, or know of Silver, and they're just like, you look like Silver, and you're kind of bullshit. Like, this sucks. Like, that's probably part of Scratch's reputation, because they don't know Silver's your dad.
Right. Like, you look like Silver, and he was a great guy. You're just a...
I like that. So you're just, like, praying to Joaquin, and yeah, you see... Yeah, so I think, yeah, you see, like... Oh, this is good, because it rained earlier, right? So it's a big silver moon, and it's got the ring around it, because it was raining, right? And then, like, the wispy clouds look a little bit like tabaxi whiskers.
So to him, this isn't just a sign of...
It's Joaquin
good
and your
fortune.
grandma.
Right. It's a sign he's on the right path.
To him, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I
That's
think
pretty great.
that is pretty great. I was going to end with Purple Face Doctor, but that's a pretty good scene to end on. I'm going to call it there.
I have put entirely too much thought into Scratch.
No, it's good. It's good. It's entirely enough thought and potentially do more. I don't have your shout-out cards yet. I'm going to yell at Birchmila later, but we're still going to do some shout-outs and wrap the show. Thank you guys for being here. Start us off, Hockey.
Well, hello everyone. I am the Bird of Intangibility, Intangible Hawk. Right now, you can find me on Twitch at Intangible Hawk, same name, or on the Discord channel. I program, I play games, I draw very poorly, but hopefully soon I will be starting my own Warframe streams.
Nice, dude. That'll be fun. Twitch.tv/IntangibleHawk. Give him a follow, give him some love. Keeper will do a shout out here in just a little bit. Vader?
Greetings, everyone. I am a streamer and keeper in Twitch's chat, or Kit's chat. Not necessarily wrong. I am currently Dark Dawn over on my channel occasionally. Come check it out if you see I'm live. You in Kit's Discord as well as on Twitter at Vader Sidious.
Sibs, give us a shout out.
Am I exploding?
A little bit, but that's okay. Go ahead.
All right. My name is Sibs143. You can find me as an artist or as a lurker on Kit's Discord channel. If you ever need to talk to someone, feel free to @me on the Discord or send me a friend request and we can chat more privately.
Gamzelius, give us a shout out, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm Guy Gamzee, the bot in training, getting a little more experience every single day. I do hope you enjoyed this show, and please be sure to find us for the next one, and find us for the Wednesday show hitting the books at 6 o'clock. If you have any questions you weren't able to get out last time, or you came up with one in between, or you haven't watched before and you have a question about D&D or tabletop games, please come give us a visit and send me your message on Discord or at Twitter at the Homestuck Homie, and I'll be sure that it's added into our Q&A in case you can't make it, or in case you think you might forget, or whatever. Have a fantastic rest of your night.
For my part, I am the Sharp-Eyed Kitsune, the teller of tales and the weaver of mysteries, the masked bard. This is a channel that is devoted to lore and storytelling, world building, role playing, and discussions of those things. So if that's your fancy, you're in most excellent company here, and I do hope that you enjoyed your time with us. I stream every single day that my health permits me to do so, and we're rolling with advantage in 2020, which is 2 chances to catch a given stream. You just watched Dice-Icive Action Crown of Fangs! Every Tuesday night we gather to play Tomb of Annihilation with D&D 5th edition. I enjoy it, and I hope you guys do too. I'll be back tomorrow, if you're watching the live show, with Yakuza Kiwami in the afternoon, and hitting the books in the evening, because it's Wednesday, where my co-host and I help you guys parse the information located in various tabletop role-playing game rulebooks and rule sets. Stop by if you like tabletop role-playing games, need a little bit of assistance, or not sure of either. We'd love to have you. For now, I'm gonna get out of here, but when I do, I'll be hosting someone. It's someone who I like, someone who I hope that you all will like, and can spread some of the love that was felt here today over on their channel. And check back here, because I'm always hosting someone, and you might find your favorite streamer that way. For now, as always, we close the book on today, and I leave you with these parting words. From myself, my keepers, and those joining me on the stage this evening, to all of you, the regulars, the followers, the newcomers, and the lurkers, whether you're just having a seat by the fire, or you've got a running tab at the bar, remember, there's always more stories to tell. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time for more Crown of Fangs and a new chapter. Good night, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hope to see you again soon.